everyone. I'm just welcome to the after party. I'm just going to be answering some questions we may have missed last night, or any questions you may have today. I don't really have a specific time because I have for the stream, anyways, because I don't have. I guess I have all the time in the world, if you will. Michael the Collector, how's it going, pal? I also appreciate everyone's support on the teaser trailer for Batman Under the Dark. So really grateful for everyone who showed their love and supported the animations trailer. Yeah, for those just dropping by and saying hi, welcome. How are you? Hope your Saturday's going great. But yeah, let's get down to the questions. If you guys have any questions you'd like me to answer, feel free to just leave them and I'll gladly answer it. I'm just trying to open up the page right now so I could see how we're doing. Will the Batman series last a while? So far we have planned 10 episodes, so I think 10 episodes is a fair amount. It might be 12 episodes. Still trying to figure it out with Forgotten Tactic, aka the co-writer of the series, which has been a fun writing process, and hopefully it'll last a while. We're actually planning the seasons, and it's kind of tough to balance the Marvel projects as well as the DC projects, but hopefully we can meet in the middle and sort of come together, fixing some problems that may occur in the future, especially now that I have 5 projects in the bucket, and some are just being dumped out as well. Like I had a Spider-Man project that I had ditched because I had so many plans. If it does really successful, will it last long? It will last. I'd say so. I mean, even if it doesn't do as well, I'm planning stories because obviously this stop motion thing is not just for those who don't like it. It's also for those who like religiously watch the series, and hopefully we'll get viewers on there, and hopefully they'll watch it. And I'm really excited for the project. I mean, it's also the same story with Ant-Man Irredeemable. I mean, people were like, hey, you have to do a sequel to this. And long before I uploaded the video, I was already planning a sequel. So, I mean, not a sequel. I guess it was a director's cut. Will any form of Robin appear? I guess we'll have to wait and find out. I'm sorry to tease you like that, Michael the Collector. I don't mean to do that. It's just that, I mean, I don't want to spoil anything. But the future, what the future holds is endless possibilities. And yeah, I believe it's going to be really special. I'm just going to send a message about the stream, letting everyone know what's going on. And by the way, feel free to share the stream, Michael the Collector. So you're not the only one here. This is the after party. We are going to be talking about some things, about things I wasn't really able to go over last night because of the craziness that was the cast. And no, I'm not taking it against them. It was fun. It was really, really fun. Glad to have them on last night's stream. Yeah, so if you guys have any other questions, feel free to leave in the live chat. What's up, Thundercat? How did I miss this? Sorry, yeah, it was sort of like I think 10 minutes ago I sent out the notification, hey, I'm going live, and then everybody was just like, wait, what? They weren't ready. But when are you really ready with me? My scheduling kind of sucks. Fingers crossed for Nightwing or Red Hood cameo. We'll see, Michael the Collector. We will see. By the way, does anyone want to join in the Hangout itself? I could easily, if you do, send me a direct message on Instagram or comment below and tell me where we can configure that. I'll send you a link. You feel free to chat with me so we don't have to so you don't have to type. But yeah, if you guys have any other questions, I'd love to answer. Oh yeah, please do send out the word about the stream so that way we can get more people on here, as well as the ball rolling on some questions, answering, and more fun. I can only be in the chat here because my house is. I assume you mean house. Your house is noisy. All right. You have any questions? Not necessarily about the projects, about maybe action figures or the graphic design skills. I mean, not to pat myself on the back, but I can't say for a fact that I am really loving my own graphic design work. I'm putting some very specific skills to the test when it comes to the Batman Under the Dark graphics, the thumbnails. I'm really like. I guess part of it is studying online, watching a bunch of videos, but effort is proved. 3 people watching right now. What is going on? How's your Saturday been? If you guys have any questions, if you guys would like to join the stream, direct message me or leave it down below so I could invite you onto the hangout, and yeah, we could talk one-on-one. Let's do it. Thanks for the support, by the way, on the Under the Dark teaser trailer last night. I know a minute trailer was not really the most lovable thing in the world, yet I don't know. I guess it was just a cool little tease. That's exactly what a teaser trailer should do. Tease you. The trailer will definitely have more, and hopefully we'll have more of the cast on the next live stream, especially with the next trailer. That's still fresh out of the gate. Do you want anyone from the Sauron wave? I want Bishop in Omega Red. Bishop looked really great. I love the character of Bishop. So I don't know. Since I'm not really a dead-on collector of the comic book figures, I really only collect things that are really fantastic. I don't know what it is about I guess because comic figures tend to reuse a bunch more parts, and I guess we don't have the same problem with the Marvel Legends from the movie figures. I mean, sometimes we do. Captain America specifically, as well as Spider-Man. I think that mold's been used, 2 or 3 times. Iron Man, but mostly it's a bunch of new molds. And especially now that even now though, when they're re-releasing the old molds but better, that's fantastic. I feel like they should keep that up. Not in particular reusing molds and then just to make money, but if they can make it better, why not? I want I really like that Deadpool with the slippers on. I feel like that's really cute. Just to have a Deadpool in your collection. I mean, I have a few, but I don't know. It looks like a really cool figure. I'm currently watching The Dark Knight. It's great. The Dark Knight is great. It battles Spider-Man 2 as one of my favorite comic book movie of all time. It's just a phenomenal movie. Dark Knight is one of my favorite comic book designs. Yeah. Or movie. All right. Yeah. It is. I have a hard time saying it because Spider-Man 2, the nostalgia is there for Spider-Man 2, the story and everything. You don't know how you said design. It's all right. I get it. We make mistakes. But yeah, The Dark Knight is a great movie. But I just love Spider-Man. I think everybody from time to time would just go, "Hey, I love Spider-Man and I love Batman. Those are my 2 favorite superheroes." Not me. My favorite Marvel superhero is Iron Man, but since Spider-Man, I kind of grew up with Spider-Man, it's a tough call. 4 people watching right now. What is going on? How are you guys? Do you have any questions? Do you guys want to join the Hangouts? I'll gladly DM you a link. You guys have any questions? It'd be cool. Thundercat 3 Studios. Is it wrong that I like Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man movies are better to me? No, not at all. I personally feel like, although Tom Holland is a great Spider-Man, I love Tom Holland as Spider-Man, and he's a great Peter Parker. Here's the deal. Tobey Maguire was a great Peter Parker, and Spider-Man, his Spider-Man is fantastic. Andrew Garfield, not so much on the Peter Parker. Spider-Man is exactly what I thought Spider-Man should have been. Like, he was quippy, he had the build, he had the suit. Heck, I'm in the minority, but I love Amazing Spider-Man 1 suit. And I feel like Tom Holland just hits all the right notes. Although not particularly perfect, I feel like his Peter Parker needs a little bit of work. He's a little too dumbed down, and his character's a little oversaturated now that we've had 3 incarnations of him. But I feel like the ability to encapsulate, if you will, the 2 characters or the 2 personalities that we loved about the 2 previous versions of Spider-Man is in Tom Holland, though not perfect. I'd go out and say Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man is my favorite version of Spider-Man. Not necessarily the character, just his Spider-Man, because Tom Holland as Spider-Man has the quips, just not as how I'd imagine Spider-Man would be. He was great in Civil War, that's what I'll say. Homecoming, he was just a little too much of a kid in Homecoming. I mean, I know that was the goal, but he was just a little too immature for me. And that, the locker room, not the hallway with the lockers, hallway fight scene in The Amazing Spider-Man 1 with the lizard. Oh my god, that's my one of the scenes. And also, fun fact, my favorite Stan Lee cameo is in The Amazing Spider-Man 1. I mean, just when he's listening to classical music, wearing headphones while a crap ton of mess is happening behind him. Oh, such a legendary cameo. Tom Holland is my favorite Peter Parker, but not Spider-Man. Yeah, I can see why you say. I can see why you say that. I like him as. I think like I said, he's a perfect mix of both. Except, I shouldn't have said perfect. He's a proper mix of both, not perfect. He could do a little better. I loved him most in Civil War. Didn't really like him in. I mean, Homecoming is a fantastic Spider-Man movie. Sorry, let me retract that. It was a fantastic movie, not a Spider-Man movie. A great Spider-Man movie in my eyes. Battles with Peter Parker's characteristics and his point of view on life and everything else. Homecoming was a great movie. But yeah, Spider-Man in that movie is just not my ideal Spider-Man. For some reason, his character keeps changing a little bit. Wouldn't you guys agree? The stream is a little boring, don't you think? I should probably screen share maybe a sneak peek. No, we're done with the sneak peeks for the weekend. I mean, the fire is still burning from last night's reveal for the Under the Dark teaser trailer, which, by the way, thank you for every single person who went to check that teaser trailer out and commented on it and liked and shared it around. I really appreciate you guys, and it's just very humbling. Extremely humbling. I'm very excited to get that project up in the air and finally get some content out for you guys. I mean, 2 years of production and writing and planning, and I kind of took a hiatus because I was slacking into 2016 and 2017 were really busy years for me, and that's why there was a lack of content. But 2018, I promised you guys at the beginning of the year, if you guys read the descriptions, and one in particular, Captain America: The Super Soldier Episode 3 teaser trailer, had promised that there would be more content this year, and thus here we are. I'm rambling on a lot. Tom Holland is my favorite Spidey, but because of Civil War, I didn't like Homecoming. I don't know, it just bothered me. They depowered him to give him more vulnerability. I don't think he was depowered. I feel like he was overpowered. Like the thing about Spider-Man is, I don't know. The tech suit didn't really bother me, but the thing about Spider-Man is that he's creative. He's brilliant. Okay, I love the fact that he made his own web fluid. We didn't really get that in the other movies. We had natural organic web shooters. We had stuff from Oscorp from the Amazing Spider-Man series, but this guy made his very own web fluid, and I just feel like that's where we need more Peter Parker, not a suit given to him by a billionaire playboy philanthropist. Even though that's great, we have some comedic moments with that because he's just a little kid trying to figure out how the suit works. We still need something special. Like the homemade suit, while not the best looking Spider-Man suit, it is such a good way to teach this kid a lesson. That's why I'm glad that while Infinity War has the Iron Spider suit, he declined it at the end of Homecoming. And I feel like that defined his character. And I get why Tony would give it to him in Infinity War, and it's completely justified, though that's not particularly the premise of Infinity War. So I love Infinity War. How do you feel about Sony making their own Spider-Man movie without Spider-Man? Are you talking about Venom? Because I have a bunch of conversations to open up. We can sit down and I'll grab a juice box or something and talk about that. It's funny because I feel like as much as people hated The Amazing Spider-Man 2, they should continue that series with Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man and have Tom Hardy as Venom in the same universe. I just want that to be canon. I mean, I love Spider-Man, so we need different versions. Heck, I'd love to have a Into the Spider-Verse. Heck, if they could pull out, I don't know, 3D animation looking like Tom Holland, Tobey Maguire, and Andrew Garfield, that would be fantastic. But I highly doubt that. It's Miles Morales centered. They can't possibly show live action characters and shove them into a 3D generated world. They can make Spider-Man a good side character, but not as much as a main character. Marvel can do it. I think they can do it, especially Kevin Feige. I think he was one of the producers for Spider-Man 2, which is by far the greatest Spider-Man movie there out there. I think they can do it. They're just not. They're just trying to tell you after all these years of Sony manipulating things. They're just saying, "Hey, it's finally he's home." I mean, we got it. They shoved the. I get the theme of the homecoming, the dance homecoming for the movie, but it's also a significant title because Spider-Man is coming home, and we get that. We don't need that. We can just express. You can just express that Spider-Man is home by many different things, and what makes Spider-Man's character so fun is he gets to interact with other characters, but he can hold his own. Heck, what made Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man so great is he didn't have anyone, and the fact that you can relate to him is the biggest part of Spider-Man. That's why a lot of people love Spider-Man and is their favorite superhero, and that's what I feel like Homecoming lacked. We needed, by the way, we needed Uncle Ben in Homecoming. I don't care what anybody says. I feel like we needed, it's not an origin, but more of like, with great power comes great responsibility, because we all have that motivational speaker in our lives. It's not relatable when you call it a billionaire playboy philanthropist who's guiding us, because off the books, no relationship to, I don't know about you guys, but I don't have a relationship with a genius billionaire playboy philanthropist in my life. So I just figured it's not really relatable. I figured Uncle Ben was that figure. And yeah, I just had so much fun with the character of Uncle Ben that having him not be in a Spider-Man movie or even a mention of him, kind of sad. Venom, Kraven, and Black Cat. Yeah, I heard of that. I don't know how that's going to play out, but I don't know. Good luck to them. Venom looks the Spider-Man movies in a while, but I remember Spider-Man 3 the most. Spider-Man 3, I, it's a walking meme, and I love Spider-Man 3 for many reasons, more than one. Obviously, because of I don't know. I just had so much fun with that movie. I genuinely feel like because of the nostalgia as well. That was 10 years ago too. The nostalgia that comes with Spider-Man 3 and the Raimi trilogy in general just hits you with a force unlike any other. Plus, the way Raimi directs his movies, I don't know if you guys have seen the other stuff he's directed, but those films are crazy, and I totally adore his work for that. That's what makes the Spider-Man 3 movie special. It works. It works because that's the universe he's built. Spider-Man or Peter Parker in that universe is this dorky kid who's always wanted to be cool, and when he grabs a hold of something quote unquote cool, that's what he acts like, an emo Peter Parker. When I was little, I loved Spider-Man 3, but I haven't watched it. I love Spider-Man 3. If you get the chance, I love that movie. I'm in the minority again, but I feel like every element of that movie just worked for that universe. Plus a Stanley cameo that actually was meaningful. Aside from I forgot the movie. I'm blanking right now, but he was in a movie where he was also a motivational speaker, more or less a motivational speaker. But in that movie where he just, I feel like that's who Stanley is. You know, to all of us, he's very inspirational, and he's just a guy having fun. I wish Spider-Man 4 came out. Yeah, me too. I heard it would have had Bruce Campbell as Mysterio. But hey, we're getting Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio. What do you guys think of that? Spider-Man 4 would have been really great too because I heard the Vulture was going to be in it. He would have been dealing with, was it, he would have been broke and having trouble to sew back his suit. I feel like that was what it was about. But yeah, I love the Raimi trilogy, and I really wish they closed it out with Spider-Man 4. Not to say that the ending of Spider-Man 3 was bad. I was just like, oh, this is clearly the end because we didn't have a final swing in Spider-Man 3. But rightfully so. I feel like as much as I would love to see Spider-Man 4, it ended the way, I guess, the trilogy. I mean, The Dark Knight Rises is another really great example, but we don't want to compete either brands. So you guys have any other questions? I'd be glad to answer it. Let's see. Just trying to spread the stream around and trying to get people here so we could get the show on the road, get some more questions. And yeah. I just hit you with a follow on Instagram. I thought I already did. Oh, that's perfect. Thanks so much, Michael the Collector. I'll follow you back. I'm really glad, because again, not to be a yutz, hate to be that guy, but I'm glad because people say I deserve a little bit more recognition. I'm glad people think that, and as well as I'm glad that I am getting recognition because you put much work and I really want to get slapped in the face by good luck sometimes. Like a good slap, gentle slap. Would be nice because that would mean a little bit more good stuff, but still a slap kind of hurts. These analogies. One thing to know about me, I make a lot of analogies, and most of the time I'm not particularly wise in using them. Like, screwing the pooch is a little bit different than how I define screwing the pooch. I am. All right, be right back. Thundercat 123 Studios. All good. All very, 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 very fine. Because ever since you've been on the stream, so I guess you need a break. Let's see here. If you guys have any other, not mind answering them with the, I don't know, like 2 hours that I have, I guess. I was supposed to write today, but I feel like talking to you guys is a little bit more fun. Not that writing isn't fun. I love writing, but sometimes you just feel kind of burned out, especially with the fact that I've been writing all week, and I just need a little bit of a break. How was my day? Oh, that's a lovely question, Michael the Collector. My day has been really great. It's actually a really slow start. I know it's where I am. It's almost 4, but It has been a really slow start. My day it has been pretty cool. We had some plans. I was really excited about some plans that were canceled. But that's where I'll leave that. I don't want to create any drama. Yeah, I'm a little bummed. But yeah, I'm just keeping my head up. It's been a really fun day so far. I'm just trying to get a hold of that Thanos 3-pack, and that's it. Because I really, really want it. It looks really cool. Do you guys have any other questions about action figures, future projects, Marvel, DC, films? Heck, my favorite food, my favorite color? I'll be here to answer them all. And if you guys if you guys haven't checked out the Batman Under the Dark trailer, a link for that will be in the description after this video, or you can check it out as the stream is going on, as well as my social media pages. Not to plug them unexpectedly, but here we are, the epitome of trying to get on the map. And yes, so I'm Project422 Films on Facebook, Project422 _films on Instagram, and at Project422 Films on Twitter. So you guys can check that out. I love how Michael the Collector is just spamming my Instagram page. Thank you so much for that. You take really good shots on your Instagram. I'm trying to get a diorama for ACBA. Yeah. Thank you for saying that. For me, I make a diorama, but yeah, I make dioramas, and for that, for some really, really good inspiration, those kind of sets, I'd say, I'm blanking. It's sorry, it's Under Pressure, but Al Figure is a really good inspiration and influence on those dioramas. I feel like his work is phenomenal. You guys should go check him out. Follow him on Instagram. And who else? Henry Beltran, is it? Yeah, a big fan of his work. But yeah. Sorry, I'm just scrolling through your photos on my computer. All good, all good. I'm giving you all the freedom you need. The likes are appreciated. Thank you very much, though, Michael the Collector. You are awesome. 3 people watching right now. Can you say hi, ask questions, talk about what you felt about the teaser trailer for Under the Dark? Maybe spam my Instagram page with likes, like Michael the Collector. Let's have some fun, guys. Let's talk about other things. Let's talk about action figures. Heck, let's talk about, I don't know, what I had for breakfast this morning. Or let's talk about Ant-Man Irredeemable. Heck, I was still in a hangout call with Forgotten Tactic and Stealthabot, and we were just talking about Irredeemable and how the entire story is going to play out, and it was exciting. I can't wait to work on that project, man. Michael the Collector, I had cereal for breakfast. You had cereal for breakfast. I had coffee, just coffee. Yeah, I had coffee. That's it. It was pretty good coffee. You know what? Let's give you guys something to see. I guess it's really boring, so I'll just not screen share, just pop up chat. There you go. You guys can see the questions. But yeah. Let's see here. 3 people watching right now. Welcome. If you just joined the stream, welcome. And if you guys have been here 30 minutes, props to you for sticking around after this rambling on and random Q&A after party. And yeah, just been a really fun time so far. Please do spread the word so we can get more questions going. because I don't want to bore Michael the Collector by just having a one-on-one conversation. Not that I don't like talking to Michael the Collector. I don't want him. He doesn't like talking to me. But yeah, let's get some more questions, guys. How do you animate with Captain America? He's so tough for me. I don't know why. I don't know how to explain it. He was, in fact, the first character I ever did an animation with, and it was really fun. Oh, excuse me. I don't know. I just sort of winged it for the Super Part 1, because for episode 2 of the Super Soldier, it wasn't really my strong. Animating with Captain America is so hard. I have to agree with you. And it wasn't really my strongest suit back then, but just watching videos of Captain America really just click with me, and I sort of enjoy those a little bit more than actually just coming up with the choreography in my mind. And so, yeah, I guess that's a really fun part about working with a figure like Captain America. You never tell what he's about to do. Heck, he in the movies, he'd have one shield that would ricochet over everything, and Infinity War, he had a different fighting arsenal just because he had a different shield. So, yeah. And his fighting style changes every time, too. So, but that being said, keep up with animation. I'd love to see a Captain America stop motion from you. I don't know if you already have one up, but if you do, send me a link. I'd love to see it. How long does it take you to make a story? I can't make one for my life. Oh, don't say that. That is not true. I feel like everyone has a story to tell at one point, and I feel like being able to produce these animations, and part of it is not just the animation. Sure, it's a stop motion. It's for a very good reason, but if you realize all of my stop motions have a subtitle, if you will, at the end, not closed captions, not the subtitle, not like that, but like a tagline. There we go. A tagline, or whatever the story's called, like Irredeemable, Under the Dark, The Super Soldier. That's because I want the whole stop motion to be narrative driven. I don't want it to be just stop motion for the sake of stop motion. I don't want it to be a bland animation with nothing, just fighting. I mean, sure, fighting is great. That gets a lot of views. I feel like majority of the people appreciate good animation with good stories. I feel like that's one thing we have out of the gate. I'm not answering your question just yet because I'm dragging, and that's usually the person I am, trying to hop out of the and yeah, how long it takes. Usually, if I'm really focused, it would take less than a month. But since knowing me and all my hiatuses and breaks, it usually takes, I don't know, half a year. I gotta stop procrastinating too, because that happens a lot, and I really have to stop. I don't know. I don't, but now I will try. Yes, please do send me the link if you finish that. And when you upload it, I have to be the first person to see it. No, it's all right. You don't have to send me it, but I will check it out. Glad I could encourage you in the slightest bit. So if you guys have any other questions, I'd love to answer them. I really would. Part of the reason why is because I kind of, what do you call it? I don't. No, I'm just kidding. I can write, but like I said, I'm a little burned out on writing. I like to always answer the questions, which doesn't happen with bigger channels. Oh, I'm glad you think that, Michael the Collector. Yeah, I think like one I get the fact that the bigger channels don't always reply to smaller YouTubers or smaller comments. The reason for that is because they get thousands every single day. And when the day comes where I get thousands of when the day comes that I get thousands of comments on my videos, it's not going to be easy. And so now I'm trying my best. If you can realize the pattern for every one of my videos, as best I can. If it's a question, if it's a comment, if it's a compliment, if it's a word of encouragement, I try to reply. Because I just want to show my genuine appreciation. No, it's nothing like that. I mean, sure, you might feel that it's pretty cool that I reply, but yeah, I love answering questions. I feel like when I started talking as a little kid, I never stopped. So it fits my persona too. And yeah, I hope to answer more questions as the comments go. It kind of gets tough, like you said, with bigger or like I said, with because they get thousands every day, but I still want to respond and reply and answer questions. How do you feel about us getting a Mary Jane figure? I mean, we already got a Mary Jane figure, right? With the Spider-Man 2 pack. I don't mind it. I mean, I'd get why they have a Mary Jane figure. It also helps out the I wouldn't say army builders, the crowd builders. Like, for example, if you wanted a civilian, that would be really cool. I don't feel too bad about it. Crap, I'm out of water. Hoping for a Ned, like Ned Leeds from the MCU, or Ned Leeds from the comic book. Because Ned Leeds from the comic book, if you're looking for a Hobgoblin, we already have a Hobgoblin figure. I take it you mean someone like Gank. Funny. If he could take like funny ACBA shots, that would be great. That would be really great, actually. Just the amount of creativity people can think of with Peter dynamic from the MCU. I don't know. The chances of that happening, as much as I hate to discredit that idea, are very, very low. Because I don't feel like Ned is that big of a character just yet. I mean, we got a character like Pepper, but that's understood. A character like Ned, a little bit tougher to comprehend. I mean, heck, never say never, because they did give us, I don't know, what is it, our 20th Iron Man figure in that Mandarin Pepper Potts 3-pack? Was that Hot Rod? Yeah, whatever that was. I don't know. Never say never, like I said. I hope there would be an Ed figure. That would be cool. He would come with a lot of accessories too. He'd come with a backpack, come with a headset, a chair for a guy. What else? He'd come with the weapon shooters they used. Yeah, that would be really cool. I know, but I'm crossing my fingers. That's the best. That's the best. That's the best thing we could do. Especially with Marvel Legends nowadays, you can never tell what they're gonna put out. Like, I didn't expect them to put out a crap ton of Deadpool figures for that one wave. I mean, I expected Venom because I knew so many versions of Venom, but I didn't know the demand for Deadpool figures were so, I don't know, dense, that they just needed to be like, hey, here you go, just a bunch of Deadpool figures. Let's see. So if you guys have any questions whatsoever, please do not be afraid to ask. I will not be afraid to answer. Unless it's like, I don't know, talking about scary movies or something. And I'm not particular to scary movies. Let's see. Shameless plug. Actually, you know what? No shame in this. Instagram account, Project422 Films. Please do follow it. So that way you can have a little bit more updates. I'm not always going to be doing these live streams. They're just fun. They're just a fun thing I like to do. talking about future projects and answering some questions and having some fun with the cast members. But for more in-depth stuff, you can always check out the Instagram page, and you can always check out the Instagram stories that I post about upcoming updates and upcoming live streams, as well as announcements, as well as Twitter and Facebook. You guys can check that out. I want like the actual X-Men costume Deadpool that we got in 2-pack, but not one after that. I'm having a hard time thinking about what you mean, or not what you mean, which figure you're referring to. We got a Deadpool in a 2-pack? Or do you mean the X-Force suit? I don't remember a Deadpool 2-pack, but if that's what you mean, the Deadpool X-Force suit with Warpath. And yeah, I'd love to see that again. Let's see here. Again, for those just tuning in, hopping on, huge shout out to you guys for the support on Batman Under the Dark, the teaser trailer in general. It was such a fun teaser trailer to make. And yeah, I can't wait to get the project out. He was the variant Warpath 2-pack. Oh, yeah. That's the one you were referring to. Yeah, I'd love to see that again. That would be cool. Kind of a cool nod in the Deadpool 2 movie. I don't know if you guys saw it, but in the Deadpool 2 movie, he had ashes. His suit was covered in ashes, and it kind of referred. It screamed X-Force Deadpool. Not better than the first one. I get it. I get it. People like the second. Let's see here. Yeah, it was a cool nod. The Juggernaut in that movie too. Spoiler alert: the Juggernaut is in that movie, and he's pretty freaking amazing in that movie. Let's see. You guys have any other questions? Any comments? Any thoughts on upcoming projects? Do you guys have any in-depth questions, maybe about my dictatorial process, if you will? Directorial. I said dictatorial. Directorial. Sorry. My directorial process, Stealthabot, and process, how we discuss things. But to cover it mildly, we're just spitballing, and the ideas that click really do click, as well as Forgotten Tactic when we're planning out writing. Warpath is the one figure I want that I don't have. Ooh. Yeah, I think I saw that Warpath in person once. I don't know whose place I saw it in at. It was just a cool figure. And I wouldn't say it's one that I really want, but it looks dope. I want Hasbro to redo Warpath and Blob. I think there's a Blob figure coming out. Is it just me, or I don't know. I think it was a Blob figure. Would have been cool. That's for sure. Do you have any other questions? I think is it just you in the stream, Michael the Collector? I kind of feel bad if it's just you. I don't want to keep boring you by my blabbering. But if you're all good with it, why not? I see why you wouldn't, but I'm a huge X-Men fan, so it's like number one on my list. Yeah. X-Men fans would really love Warpath. I'm not really familiar with the character, but I do. I think he was in X Men Days of Future Past, and I really liked him in X Men Days of Future Past. But yeah, he's a cool character. I love the X Men films. Some in particular are just phenomenal, like X Men Days of Future Past. Although timeline movie are very prominent, and I really enjoyed X Men. I'm kidding. X Men really loved X Men First Class. That was a great movie. X Men 2 was another really great movie. I don't really remember much of it. I just remember Colonel Stryker was there, and he was a bit creepy. And Lady Deathstrike. Oh my gosh, that Lady Deathstrike fight scene in X2 was a good fight scene. And when when she dies and just Wolverine just plugs in an adamantium tube into her skull, and she just fills and sinks to the bottom. Ah, that was great. Let's see here. Stream interesting. It might be a little boring. I apologize for that. That's on me. So Michael the Collector, if you want to hop on the stream, I can send you a link. And yeah, we could talk, and if you want to ask questions, I mean, you're asking questions already, but if you want to join the hangout, I can send you a link. Let's see. I shed a tear looking at prices for Warpath. Yeah, those eBay prices are scary. One of the reasons I don't buy on eBay is because they're really terrifying. I really wish I had a concealing mic for that. I can, but I'm not sure if my mic works, but I can try. That's all good. If you can't, I totally understand. I don't know where to send it. Funny. I don't know where to send it. 3 people watching right now. What is going on? Say hi. Ask questions. And yeah, let's talk about pop culture. Let's see. Here, I'll try to send you a direct message on Instagram. See if you can. I'm gonna see if you can hop on. It's a come one, come all live stream. Yeah, let's invite everybody. Let's get everyone on here, and let's answer some questions they might have. Might be a little. It's like an audience interview panel type of thing. That would be really cool. All right, Michael the Collector. I just sent you. I don't know if you'll receive it in like immediately, but I just sent you the Google Hangouts link that you can join and hop on. See if you can chat for a little bit. I'll be right back 1 second. Michael the Collector. How do you check messages on PC? Oh, my bad. I just downloaded the Instagram app. I'm on a Windows computer, so I just downloaded the Instagram app from the Microsoft Store, and yeah, that's how it basically works like the Instagram on the mobile, except you can't really. I mean, you can, but you can't really take pictures, and you can't really just. It's not as comprehensive as the mobile version, but I just feel like it's easier for me to use, especially since I'm always on my computer. Plus, like I said, if since the Wi-Fi in my room is not really reaching the router in general, so I guess yeah. So I have to walk all the way to the other room just to have Wi-Fi on my iPad or my phone or whatever. And yeah, it's not really practical. That's why I have it on my computer so I can just sit down, use Instagram, and then just post when necessary. I'll just type it. You don't have to type it word by word for word. You don't have to do that. You know what? Let's give everyone a free ticket. I don't know how safe that would be. I'll just paste the link in the chat, in the live chat. I'll just paste the link. I'll retract it eventually once if I'll be a police officer in this scenario. If it gets a little too crazy, I'll take it down. But yeah, this is dangerous, so let's do it. Two people watching right now. What is going on? I just posted the Google Hangouts link in the live chat. So if you would like to join, hop on, ask questions for, I don't know, 5 minutes. If you have time, please do so. I'd love to have you on the stream. I don't think I told I don't think I told anybody, but I do have auditions up on Behind the Voice Actors. I'm gonna post a link to that as well in the live chat so everyone can have a shot. So if you guys audition, like if you guys think that you can fit for a role I have up, you can audition. But yeah, there it is. This stream is getting crazy. But I'm okay with that because crazy is good. Crazy can be good, trust me. Let's see here. Sorry for the clicking noises. I just kind of just happened. Just live right now, and yeah. Okay, let's see here. I think that would work, right? Would it work? Let's try it. Sorry, I'm thinking out loud. It's probably not a good thing. You guys don't understand what I'm saying. Basically, I'm thinking about sharing the live stream to other sources, so hang on to your seatbelts. Hang on to your seatbelts. Whatever. Buckle your seatbelts. Hang on to your butts. Whatever. I don't know what I was trying to say there. Alrighty. No microphone? All good, Michael the Collector. I don't know if I'm still screen sharing. Let's do that again. There we go. Mic is not working. All good. All good. No worries. Is my audio coming through okay? Can you hear me? I know it's pretty late in the live stream to do something like this, but just testing it out. All right. Let's see what we have here. This live stream is kind of going nowhere. You know, I feel like I'm really a boring speaker. Let's make this more exciting. Anyways, projects coming out in the next week. I'm just kidding. No, it's been fun. It's been a fun 57 minutes on this stream. Let's keep doing this. I feel like let's keep it going until some people eventually hop on. That would be cool. I don't know how responsible that was, sending out a link regarding the stream and the hangout, but that's what I'm all about, I guess. Let's see. Let's see. Here's a question I pass off to the audience. I don't know how to word it properly, but how do you feel about the excessive use of comedy in films? Like, I love some fun, hilarious movies. I love comedy as much as the next person, but I feel like we need serious films, and we need some drama. We need some scenes like that. What do you guys think about that? All right. Spark up a conversation. That would be cool. Let's see if we can get other people on the stream as well. I mean, sure, I sent out the link, but yeah, let's see if we can do so. That was really creepy. I don't know what that was. All right. Michael the Collector, is your mic still not working? All right, your mic is not working. All good. All good. Glad you're still here. I'm glad that I haven't bored you yet out of the nothingness our conversation has come out of. I mean, I'm a pretty boring speaker. I hope to get better at it, you know. These streams sort of exercise that. We have one person watching right now. One person. To the one person watching right now. If you have any questions for myself or Michael the Collector, don't be afraid to ask. And if you want to discuss future projects, I'd love to do that as well. My speaking is fine. Oh, thanks. Glad to hear it, because I just didn't want. I was wondering if I communicated properly. Plus, it can get really boring when there's not really much going on, but it is a Q&A. Michael the Collector, why are you so good at stop motions? Asked by Michael the Collector. I don't know, Michael the Collector. Why are you so good at stop motions? 3 viewers watching right now. What is going on? What's up? How are you? If you have any questions, feel free to leave them below. If you feel like asking about, I don't know, certain figures that are coming out, or why the color blue is, we're always talking about why the color blue is dead in my videos, feel free to do that, or not in my videos, these streams, feel free to do that as well. That's a pretty short story, but it's a fun one. Thanks, Michael the Collector. I just put a lot of time into it. This is hilarious. Let's see. So far, this stream has been pretty bland. I'm glad you guys have stuck around. And yeah, I don't know how long we can keep this up. I mean, it's pretty boring yet pretty fun at the same time. I don't know, that's contradicting my statement, but yeah. Black Panther Wave 2 is going to be great. Yeah, I'm going to have to pick that up. It seems like a really, really dope wave. I mean, I see the stream's view count going up, so hopefully that signals people entering the stream, but just their Wi-Fi is a little screwy, so yeah, that happens. For some reason, I found myself quoting Tony Stark today. I don't know, just right after the lunch, I was just like, genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist. Although I'm not any of the kind, but you know. I want them to make a Shuri, but they're not showing it. Oh. Hello there. How do you do, Stealth
I'm
Bot?
here to make my contractually obligated appearance once again.
Yay! Finally, the stream is no longer boring.
Is it?
It's no longer boring because you arrived. Finally, some interest.
So what's going on here? Simple Q&A?
Yeah, it's just simple Q&A. I felt like we rambled a little bit too much last night and we missed some questions, so I'm giving people a second chance.
Is that live stream on your channel? Because I couldn't see it for a while. I was going to add it to
which live stream?
The one that I crashed last night.
Oh, last night. Yeah, it is on my channel. I just had a hard time putting it up. I just trying to make some stuff work.
Okay.
I want Michael the Collector wants them to make Shuri, but they are not showing her. Yeah, they haven't showed anything of Shuri. It's kind of a shame, actually. So, Stealthbot, how do you do?
Oh, well, I was going to add on to that topic.
All right. All right. Sorry for interrupting.
No, you're good. I'll answer that. I'll answer your question after I respond to that. It's a shame we have yet to see a Shuri figure, but then again, Marvel has been notorious for screwing over one character in each film or franchise per toy line. Like, we never got a Quicksilver from Marvel Legends, and I felt like he was a very important, a very vital character.
True.
So if Shuri is left in the dust, I wouldn't be terribly surprised because Marvel has done it before to mainline characters, but I feel like we will probably get a Shuri figure for Black Panther Wave 2 that comes out with the second Black Panther.
Yep. I've been also hearing a lot that people would want a second line of Marvel 10-year anniversary figures.
Or just another wave.
Yeah.
I would love to see more figures from the 10 years of Marvel. There's so many great characters. Though, again, Quicksilver would be a great one. Re-release the Scarlet Witch that came in the 2-pack with Vision, with Quicksilver or something. Maybe make a new body mold for Scarlet Witch with the Age of Ultron outfit thing.
Yep.
Or, well, specifically the new Avengers. I'd love to see that outfit
That would be cool.
from the end of Age of Ultron.
Heck,
I would have loved that outfit more than the one that they went with.
I think Hot Toys made. I think Hot Toys, like that was the only Scarlet Witch Hot Toy figure they made, right? Was it?
No, they made Age of Ultron with the dress, like the black dress and the red jacket,
Mm-hmm.
and then they made a Civil War one.
Cool.
But yeah, they did make more than one.
Let's see. I feel like they're half-assing the 10-year anniversary stuff with the old molds. Not to say that they didn't improve. Like I'm holding the Ant-Man from the Yellow Jacket 2-pack in my hands right now, and for me, I just feel like they could do a little better. Like, what if we got a Hank Pym figure? That would have been cool.
The problem is, and again, this is something that Hasbro has been doing with on the whole with it. They have another 10-year toy line that they're working on, the Studio series for Transformers. And the problem is that Hasbro lately has been having trouble with budget, and because they're trying to make quality stuff while at the same time give us new stuff, they have to sort of repurpose old molds and do ever so slight things to make them just enough to be worth buying again for collectors who already may have them. So in Ant-Man's case, they textured the suit, they made the paint work better, and they reshaped the mask head sculpt that came with that Ant-Man figure. And that's just enough for some people to fork over the money for that 2-pack and suck up the
Yellow Jacket figure.
Yellow Jacket.
Yeah.
Most of these figures have been, with the exception of Hulk and Hulkbuster, they've been one brand new and one repurposed. And the only reason why Hulk and Hulkbuster were both reuses were because of the size. Because of how big they are, mass producing those molds would just be a lot easier than mass producing the Thor Ragnarok Build-A-Figure Hulk mold that they did.
Yep, very true.
Which personally I think that they should have done. I think that it would have been nice to have seen the classic style paint job on that Thor Ragnarok Hulk body mold. I think it would have been a lot better for that 2-pack. But I can understand why they just ended up repurposing the two big figures.
Plus the bulk of it too. It fits with Hulk better than the figure they released for the Thanos Build-A-Figure.
Yeah, that's true. Apologies if I'm low energy, by the way. I just came back from college.
All good. Totally understood.
Just got back, and I saw you were streaming, so
yep.
I was like, damn it, I'm contractually obligated. Here we go again.
Now, this is what I called the after party, because we did miss quite a few questions. Nothing wrong with rambling on. Just wanted to get through those questions again.
Yeah, no, that's all good.
Let's see. Plus, I'm making good use of the time I have left for these live streams, because next week I'm going to be filming like crazy.
Yeah, we got some stuff to do.
Yes, we do. Michael the Collector, I'm glad I got the Scarlet Witch and Vision 2-pack when I saw it, because I doubt we will be getting Vision anytime soon. Yeah, that is true. I'm glad they did a Vision, though. The Vision figure is by far one of my favorite figures they released this year.
Honestly, that 2-pack is a bummer, though, because it wasn't mass released ever since Toys R Us got canned in the United States.
Yeah, that's very true.
So it's really tricky for someone like me to get my hands on that. Even, honestly, Vision isn't really one of my favorite characters. I don't have to have a Vision, but I really did want that Scarlet Witch. Yes, I have a Scarlet Witch already, but I really like the paintwork that they did for the new one and the red hair. I prefer that look over the brown hair.
Mm.
So.
Oh, you actually got the Civil, was it the Civil War one or
Civil War, yeah.
nice? That's the one I had trouble getting a hold of actually. That's why I'm glad they did it in a 2-pack.
Yeah, and me too. Me too. I had a lot of trouble finding it, but I found one on eBay, and it just
It's going for $50 actually for one figure. I'm just like,
Yeah, no, I got lucky. I got Scarlet Witch for like I think $15 from
cool.
eBay.
Wow.
I think.
Was
Don't
it
quote me.
secondhand?
Yeah, it was secondhand, but
Oh, all right.
still,
Makes sense. Still, Scarlet
compared to
Witch.
like I saw some used ones for like $40, and I'm like, this figure
Oh,
does not deserve to be $40.
yeah,
15 is a more than fair price.
that is very true. Plus, the figure, I mean, there's not really much you can do with the figure. I get it that the reason the prices went up because of the fact that we never got a Scarlet Witch figure before.
Blame
But
Mike Perlmutter. It's all his
everything,
fault.
yeah, everything about bad action figures. Just
No,
Perlmutter.
Everything about representation and
All right, all right.
uh, representation from the TV characters in the movie world, representation of female characters in toys and in the TV movie world. It's all Perlmutter's fault.
Yeah, I second that.
Feige's not perfect, but he's better than Perlmutter.
Without a doubt. I mean, he produced one of the greatest Marvel movies ever, so we can't really blame the guy for that.
One of?
I mean, yeah, all right. I retract that sentence.
Feige's kind of like the head honcho for Marvel Studios.
Yep, I wasn't really thinking that one through. Let's see. I think watching live streams is a fun way to spend time watching. Well, I'm glad you think so, Michael the Collector. Glad to have you on these streams.
My favorite thing to do when it comes to live streams is after they're done streaming, I tend to like watch them after the fact and sometimes fall asleep to them. It's kind of soothing hearing people talk, and when you're awake and paying attention to it, it could either be really funny or it could be actually very intellectual, depending on the time of day it is and how people are.
For sure.
Usually I'm the funny, loud, obnoxious one. Right now I'm kind of just relaxed and yeah.
Yeah, because I figured rewatching these live streams, and I know it's probably a bad habit, wasting like an hour or so just listening to them when you just did the live stream yourself. I feel like, because in the moment, you kind of get lost in the fact that you're thinking about dozens of other things, plus I'm facing a computer screen and I'm doing like multiple things while I'm answering questions. So the train of thought kind of loses me, and I lose the train of thought. And in that case, I do these after party stuff so I can go back over those situations where I did sort of lose the question or whatever I was talking about and get to talk about it a second time.
Yeah, it's always good.
Welcome back, good to revisit
stuff.
Yep.
So is it Michael the Collector and Thundercat123 Studios? Are they the only two who have been present in the conversation?
Well, I think so. I mean, he's here. He's on the Hangout. Let's see. What Batman figure do you use to animate with? Wish they made a $20 great articulation
right?
Batman figure. Yeah, I use the Mafex BVS Batman. I mean, it's a great figure, but I'm not really gonna, spoiler alert, I'm not gonna be using it all that much.
Did you get the SH Figuarts Dark Knight one?
I really want that one, but I did not get that one.
Bummer.
No, yeah, that was a cool one, but yeah, the reason he's gonna, so everybody in the opening credits, or yeah, the opening sequence for Under the Dark were like, so is this Ben Affleck suit, or is this Ben Affleck Batman gonna go against Ledger's Joker? If so, Ledger's Joker is screwed. And I just had to, I had to do the confirmation thing that no, this is just Bruce Wayne, Christian Bale's Bruce Wayne in a different suit. And the particular reason for that. which comes at the season finale, much like a Daredevil reveal.
Oh, so he changes suits.
Yeah, because right now he's gonna be, because the story, right? He's undercover. He's a vigilante. He's on the chase. So
So, are you basically saying that there's going to be a new costume at the end of season 1 of
yeah,
Under the Dark?
yeah,
Wow.
that was the idea. He
Is
was a
it going to be
fugitive.
is it going to be the Dark Knight suit, or is it going to be another
See, that's sort
cheapy?
of the significance of the suit of shade. All right, we'll get to Thundercat statement later, but um, yeah, basically the significance behind it is Batman is too under the dark, and that suit sort of has a different. It has a past, and he doesn't want to connect with it anymore. So he uses a lighter suit from the BVS. The BVS suit is what he uses, and all throughout the show, as a fugitive, he'll be using the ski mask suit, which is a fun figure.
Hmm.
So Thundercat said, "Stealthabot, you seem out of it."
I seem out of it. Well, um, I am a human being, and human
Very
beings aren't
true.
always. They don't always act like one particular way, and I am kind of tired, so I'm not like hilarious or really like kind of explosive with humor and everything right now. I'm kind of just relaxed. I
Sounds good.
apologize if I do seem like I'm out of it. I'm really not out of it, but
Just the day.
yeah,
All
it's
in
just the
day.
time of day, and I'm kind of worn out a little bit. It happens.
Yeah.
We're all human. I mean, and that's kind of nice too because I don't want everyone to assume that I'm always loud and bombastic and kind of the funny, almost stupid comedic relief. I can be multiple things.
Yeah. And that's good because people are like,
Don't be
hey,
worried. I'm okay.
Stealthabot.
Don't be
Yeah,
worried.
he's fine, guys. He's very much still Stealthabot.
Have an ever slight headache, but I'm okay.
Ooh. You should rest.
Well, I mean, it's a common occurrence, so it's all good.
Plus, you're not technically, I mean, realistically, you're not contractually obligated to do these streams.
Shh. I am.
All right, whatever you say.
You said I am. It's
Yeah,
on.
sure.
It's
I'll say that.
It's in the byline of paragraph C on page 12.
Of what accord?
Uh, what accord was it? I always forget. I think it was the 7th accord.
All right, I can handle that.
It was either the 7th or the 11th because I remember making a joke about it kind of being like 7-11 because you reiterated it in the 11th accord. I think it is the 7th though.
Let's see. But I'm not doing these streams 7 hours or 7 days a week, 11 hours a day.
No. I'm talking about the contract.
Yeah, cool. All right, that's a really good joke.
I have a question.
I have an answer. Fire away.
So is this? So
if,
this?
If it's directed towards me, I don't want to answer someone
It is.
else's question.
It is directed
Right.
towards you.
Good.
This Q&A is basically just a wrap-up after party for the Batman Under the Dark.
Cool.
Are you willing to answer any questions about Ant-Man Irredeemable if the audience chooses to ask them?
Well, here's the thing. This after party is not really particular to Under the Dark. It's more of an after party for all of the streams because I get how exhausting they can be, and we can, browse through all the questions. So this is just a recap of everything we talked about plus other things. So yeah, freedom is here. Ooh, Ant-Man. Yes, we can discuss Ant-Man Irredeemable.
Yeah, we can discuss it. And I'm the co-writer / sort of co-director, so I also have some insights about the sequel too.
Yes.
If you want to ask me anything. Not saying I'm like Tom Holland, but
no, it's fun. It would be really fun. Plus, I think part of the reason why the teaser trailer for Under the Dark got so much negative retention was because of the Marvel animations. Like
It's Ant-Man's fault. Damn it.
yeah, it might be Ant-Man's fault.
Damn it, Scott. You ruined Batman.
Yeah, but I really appreciate all the love that you guys showed that video. That was it's very humbling. So, now that we're onto the Marvel side as well, does anyone want to talk about Ant-Man Irredeemable?
I could bring up something.
Be in it?
I could bring up a little. Will Thanos be in it?
No.
No shit. He ruined the post-credit scene.
No, Thanos won't be in it. That's
yeah, no, Thanos won't be in it.
For two particular reasons, wouldn't you say?
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily limit it to two, but if you have two, by all means, go for it.
Yeah. Let's see. The two reasons is the story is very much grounded, and the story is just, I don't know, it just doesn't fit the cosmic realm. And the second point is that Thanos is appearing in another Marvel stop motion. That's all I'll say. And he's not going to appear in Irredeemable. He's appearing elsewhere. So keep an eye out for that.
Unlike me, Thanos is not contractually obligated to appear in every single video.
Will the color blue be in it?
Will the color?
Nope. It's actually, most of it is going to be in the nighttime. So.
I mean, one can assume that. Well, no, the color blue will be in it because my logo will at one point show up. So the color blue will be in it at one point. In the film itself, I have no idea, but I know my logo will be in it at one point. So
unless you decide to change your logo's color,
change the color scheme to red and black because the Daredevil fanboy has.
Why was it blue? Why was it blue in a sort of teal color for your logo?
Well, actually, I think it's more like a cerulean sort of electric blue kind of hybrid. Right. But the reason why I picked blue is because blue is my favorite color.
All right, yeah.
And I don't know why. I think the color blue looks good on me personally, cool. And I like the color blue. It's a sad color. I'm a sad person.
But that should start to disappear as well, the color blue.
True. Maybe. We'll see.
It's a jolly stream. It should be.
I wouldn't be mad if Daredevil wore a blue suit at one point.
But
it would make no sense whatsoever, but I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Heck, wasn't the art for the original Daredevil suit a little bluish black thing, like the
sort
shade,
of like a slight blue hue on the black, but not like not legitimately.
Yeah.
I would love to get a custom blue suit for the Daredevil suit. That would be cool.
That would be really cool. I don't know why there were like 3 dislikes on the teaser. It was really good. Michael the Collector, all I can say about the dislikes is don't care about them. They're fine. Everybody, you like what you like. You dislike what you dislike.
But I kind of have to agree with him on the fact that I don't understand why people just outright dislike the teaser. I don't quite get it. Like, if you don't like it, why did you click on it? And if you clicked on it and you watched it, why even dislike? What good does it do for you?
I mean, it all comes down to multiple possibilities, but one of them would be they were gonna click add to favorites, but they just accidentally clicked dislike, and they're just like, I'll settle for that.
I missed.
Or maybe Daredevil tried to click the like button.
Oh, don't bring him into this. He can't see those jokes coming. You know that.
All right. I'm sorry. What else? Maybe, I don't know. Probably because I've been posting so much Marvel, and they were literally, I don't even know if whatever I posted about Batman so far in the past had as much like appreciation as the Marvel stuff. Let's see.
Yeah, no, Thundercat's right. There were enough dislikes that it almost balanced out. So, unless if your viewing audience is telling you to quit Batman, which I don't think you should.
Doesn't matter how many dislikes. That project is not coming down anytime soon. Trust me. That was just the Joker's henchman. Holy crap! That the number, like, there are 4 dislikes on it right now, and there are literally 4 henchmen that are top notch, legitimately playing a huge part in the narrative. So maybe them.
It might be.
Yeah. Who wants to hear a live Easter egg for Under the Dark? That'd be really cool. I mean, I don't really want to spoil it, but since it's not really going to be immediate, since we didn't talk about it yesterday and it was so blatantly expressed, let's do it live.
Wow. Okay, Tom Holland.
uh,
Here we go.
Basically, the thugs each have a real name. Obviously, they have the code name, and their code names are chosen by the Joker, but their real names aren't. And coincidentally, one of them is named Troy, aka Troy Baker. He played the Joker. One of them is named Mark. Mark Hamill played the Joker. One of them is named Jack, and Jack Nicholson played the Joker. And I think the other one, I'm forgetting the other guy's name. Cameron, right?
Like
Cameron
Monaghan.
Yeah, in Gotham.
Oh, I thought it was going to be Heath or Jared.
No, I didn't want to do that because the Heath Ledger Joker is already the Joker I'm going to be using. So we were just talking about Tom Holland earlier, weren't we, Thundercat? We're talking about whether or not his Spider-Man was good. Maybe you want to hone in on that conversation, Stealthbot.
Oh, what does that? I love Tom Holland as Spider-Man and as Peter Parker. He's my favorite for the combination of both.
Cool.
But I
I
also love Andrew Garfield and what he did with the character quite a bit. The first exposure I had to a movie Spider-Man that I willingly watched was the Andrew Garfield first movie. And I actually really liked his portrayal, and I liked the movie on the whole. Is it as good as the first Spider-Man movie from a construction perspective? No. But I prefer the tone. I prefer Andrew Garfield's portrayal of both aspects of the character. I prefer the more modernized feel to it. It doesn't feel dated like the first Spider-Man really did.
Yep.
It's more contemporary, more realistic, more authentic in a way. Yeah, there are some things here that kind of, like the fact that he skateboards a ton. Like the skateboarding. Why? Yeah. Like that I didn't totally agree with. But for the most part, I really like Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man and as Tom Holland. Not Tom Holland. As Peter Parker. Billy. I also love the quippy nature that Andrew Garfield had. I feel like it's almost a little bit better.
Yep.
I think it sucks because both portrayals are kind of depicting different elements of the character. I feel like Andrew Garfield, if they didn't make him a high schooler in the context of those films, he would have been the perfect adult Spider-Man. If that makes any sense. I think it does. So, yeah. That's all I have to say on that debate. All I know is that Tobey Maguire is a big meme, and I can't take him seriously.
Let's be honest. Spider-Man 3 is a big meme.
I just think Tobey Maguire as a whole. He's a good actor. Don't get me wrong.
Brothers.
I feel like they hammed him up way too much in the Spider-Man trilogy. And part of me just can't. It's too cringeworthy to I don't even know what to call it. There's a word for it, but I can't quite
To
grasp
adopt
it.
it.
No, campy.
Click with it.
Campy. Campy is the word I'm looking for. It
Like
felt like
Bruce
Adam
Campbell.
West, but not like in a good way.
All right, yeah, that makes sense.
For the record, Adam West is one of my favorite Batmans. So that just goes to show you what I like in Batman.
Yeah.
As far as Batman, I'm all over the place for what I like in Batman.
Very true. We have a lot of conversations. Not really a lot. I would just say conversations about the Batman of this world so far. And he likes Lego Batman.
I love Lego Batman. I'm a sucker for meta humor. I'm a sucker for in jokes and references and things. So like I'm very much a Joss Whedon type, where I thrive on those kinds of jokes and kind of humor.
Ooh.
But not like I don't like build up moments just to break the tension with a joke. That's not me. I just like throwing in a ton of references and jokes on those kinds of matters.
Yeah.
So Lego Batman, it's very meta, very self-aware, and I really just love the comedic nature. It's just comedy done right, I feel. So
Yep.
it works for me. But I
Cool.
also like Ben Affleck as Batman. So I mean,
Poor Garfield. His name makes me think of cats.
did
The
someone
guy, the cat. Yeah, Thundercat. Thundercat, like the lasagna eating cat.
I love Garfield.
Yeah,
Garfield,
I love Garfield.
is my favorite cat.
He's my spirit animal.
Oh yes. In fact, Garfield's the reason why I tried lasagna in real
Really?
life. Not gonna lie. Yeah. It was only because Garfield liked lasagna so much. I'm like, why does he like lasagna so much? I want to know. And then I tried it, and then I liked it.
That's a teaser, ladies and gentlemen, for a Garfield stop motion animation on this channel.
Apparently, I'm voicing Garfield.
And I'm voicing crap. What's his name?
John.
Sure. I don't know if how well I can pull that off, but yeah, sure.
I'd probably be a better voice for John than Garfield, but I feel like I have the passive aggressive nature of Garfield down to a science.
Oh man,
John,
it's harder for me to choose
wake
a
me
Batman
out
than
of
it
this
is
bed, I
Spider-Man.
will.
That's very true, Michael the Collector.
What did he say?
It's harder for me to choose a Batman than it is Spider-Man.
That is very well. There have been far more Batmans than there have been Spider-Mans.
Yeah,
In live
that's
action.
justified.
Plus, the thing about Spider-Man versus Batman is Batman, he's been depicted as, and I can relate this to Daredevil too in a little way. Like, Batman has been depicted in a very light, campy sense, as well as a darker, grittier nature, but his character works in both directions. It works a little bit better in the darker, grittier world, and I think Daredevil's the same way. But you can totally depict both Batman and Daredevil in a light-hearted nature, and it can work if done right.
So
if it's
would you be?
executed well, it totally can work. Spider-Man is a very light-hearted character, and when you try to ground him, it doesn't always work as well. And the same thing kind of happened with the Fantastic Four. And again, execution is the key to everything. If it's not executed right, then you can't take any characters in any directions.
Very true. So I'm guessing you'd be on board for a Lego Daredevil movie.
Oh, absolutely. Hold on a second. I'll be right back.
Let's see. Every time I have ravioli or lasagna, I think of Mario. That's very funny. I see why you can think that. I like the Daredevil movie because I like enjoyable movies. It might be sacrilege. I don't want to say it, but I haven't seen that movie. I've seen some clips, but I just don't like the Ben Affleck Batman, or sorry, not Batman, the Daredevil. I don't like the Ben Affleck Daredevil, nor those movies. I mean, I feel like the scenes that I did watch, the best scenes were with Bullseye, and that's it. I don't really like that.
Again, as a Daredevil fanboy, I actually really did like the Daredevil 2003 movie. I don't think it's Ben Affleck's fault that it's bad, or what's his name?
Bring Me to Life.
No. What? What's his
The
name? I'm
thumb.
forgetting his name all of a sudden. Who played
Colin
Bullseye?
Farrell.
Colin Farrell. It's not Colin Farrell? Yeah, I guess that is right. I thought I mixed him up with the guy from Kingsman.
No, all right.
But no, I don't think it's any of the actors' faults. I feel like it's Mark Steven Johnson's fault for how that movie turned out, and then how Elektra turned out, and then how Ghost Rider turned out. They kept giving him movies like they gave Scott Buck television shows.
Ooh.
And he clearly couldn't handle it because he doesn't know how to balance tone.
Huh. That's a good insight.
And again, it kind of ties into the whole idea of depicting characters in one way or another, lighthearted or dark. You can't do both in the same iteration.
Very
per
true.
se.
Yeah.
You can always blend the humor of a lighthearted nature into a dark storyline, or you can throw darker, more sinister elements into an overall lighthearted thing. But you can't commit to both visions wholeheartedly at the same time. You have to pick a side and then mix elements of a more gritty, serious nature or more comedic, lighthearted elements in. And that's Mark Steven Johnson's biggest problem as a director and screenplay writer. He tried to make Daredevil funny and comedic and ridiculously over the top with camp, as well as Bullseye and Elektra. But he had this really sinister Kingpin and this really sinister, depressing moments with Daredevil and Matt Murdock. So it just didn't work. The tones just clashed and they contradicted each other.
That's why Ragnarok works.
Yeah, Ragnarok works because it sticks to a vision. It sticks to the very humorous kind of like just comedy straight up the whole time. It's very much a comedy. Yes, there's awesome action scenes, but the action elements aren't the focus. The focus is really the comedy.
I mean, I guess part of the reason I'm not really that big of a fan of Ragnarok because I focused on too much of the Thor depressing aspect of it rather than the comedy. The comedy was fantastic, no doubt. Just the story didn't click with me as well as I'd like.
And to each their own. That's the great thing about opinions. Everyone can have different ones.
Fair. Yeah, Bullseye is my favorite part of the movie because he killed an old lady with a peanut.
That part makes me cringe every time. It's like, I don't know, like it tries to be funny, but it's kind of actually traumatizing. He kills someone just because they're talking. Like,
that's probably a scene I have to check out later. I haven't seen the movie, but
you haven't seen Daredevil?
Nope.
Dude, why? It's such a funny movie.
It's like Ang Lee's Hulk. Like that's even.
Have you
like,
watched Ang Lee's Hulk?
Yes, I have.
Good. Okay.
And Ang Lee's Hulk is just it's ridiculous. I feel like
it's one of those movies where it's so bad it's good on a room almost level.
All right.
Although genuinely speaking, there are elements in Hulk that work a lot better than they did in The Incredible Hulk.
Such as
the whole backstory element, the fact that Bruce has more of an origin story, and they don't just
retcon it.
They kind of went too far with it, I think, and it kind of went campy. But the whole idea of him having an abusive father who killed his mother, and the fact that he's bipolar in a sense, and the fact that he was experimented on as a kid, that's important stuff. And that's really good to set up Bruce Banner's character. We got none of that in the Marvel Studios version of Hulk.
Fair point. Plus, I feel like mutant dogs is the funniest aspect of that movie.
No, agreed. Yeah. The movie has some really great ideas, but then there's mutant dogs, and then there's flower montages, and then there's Hulk jumping montages, and then there's comic book transitions.
Oh man.
My favorite one is the explosion and the guy just
yes
in the fire. That's the best one.
Oh man. We have to do one of those live streams. Like we have to watch a movie just to pick at it and all of its funny flaws.
We should do a super cut We should have a supercut of the worst of Marvel movies and just
Done.
show just the funniest stuff from the worst of the Marvel movies, and not even like Marvel Studios ones, like the not Marvel Studios ones.
Like, I think the cringiest thing I've ever seen in a Marvel movie. Don't know why I can't say in Marvel. In a Marvel movie would be Black Panther's train fight scene. That was terrible CGI.
True.
But yeah, that's it. I didn't like the Ragnarok that much. Michael the Collector, high five. Thundercat 123 Studios, Hulk sucked to me. The Incredible Hulk is way better to me. Hulk just feels so corny to me. I don't know. Yeah, I agree.
Thundercat also said comedy's good with Ragnarok, but didn't fit the serious nature of the situation. That's something that you've been adamant about, Daniel, a lot.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I missed that. Yeah, that is a very good point that I like to express, especially in a sense that I feel like Thor's character in Infinity War was is the evolution of him sort of. He grew a lot in those movies, so I appreciate Ragnarok for what it did, and how Infinity War topped that cherry on it.
The only thing that I didn't think really clicked with me in Thor Ragnarok was the fact that Hela just straight up kills off the Warriors 3.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that was.
Like, I. Thor the Dark World, I hate it so much because of what it did with those characters. It didn't make them any more memorable. It didn't, like, the first Thor movie, it wasn't really their responsibility to really hone in on those characters, even though, yes, it did, and I think it did a decent job. But Thor the Dark World just dropped so many balls, and it just really did not work with trying to build those characters. And Taika Waititi is like, no one cares about them anyway. I might as well get rid of them. They don't matter. They should matter, but it's Thor the Dark World that
They
made
tried
them not
saving
matter.
Thor. They wanted to
And
save Thor.
I would have loved more Asgard with Thor on it. I would have loved to see the Sith and Thor romance more, because I hated the Jane Foster romance.
Yep.
So Thor the Dark World is arguably the worst Marvel movie in the MCU, and Chris Hemsworth doesn't even like it either. But I feel like Thor Ragnarok is everything the franchise needed it to be, and I really enjoyed what it did, except for that. It almost disgraced what should have been decent.
Yeah, I agree.
I understand that, yeah, Ragnarok, it should be more devastating, more critical. It's kind of a dark and serious thing, but at the same time, we didn't need that from the franchise. It couldn't have been that way.
Yep.
So the reason why you don't like that element is because Thor the Dark World screwed the pooch.
Fair. I mean, I'm one of those people who I enjoy not Ragnarok. I enjoy the Dark World for what it tried to do, and it's by no means the best Thor movie. I still really love the first Thor movie, but I don't know. I felt like it's more consistent in theme, and that's I feel like the interesting part about Thor is he's a god, yet he's very relatable. So there's that.
I mean, I guess I'll just agree to disagree with most people on where I find Thor Ragnarok, because and I've said it a bunch of times by now, Thor Ragnarok is the ideal comedy in the MCU for me, at least. Rewatch value is the only thing that might not be as good, even though I've been fairly okay with rewatching it, because I think it was designed to be so good the first time you watched it that you could almost never enjoy it the same with another rewatch because of the way the comedy works.
Yeah. Like, I love Ragnarok's comedy. That's where I'll leave that.
And I like the characters, too. I like Valkyrie, and I love Korg.
Hey, man, I'm Korg.
Hey, man, I'm Korg.
We are going on a spaceship to get out of here. You want to come?
Dude, why is your Korg impression so good?
Really? Is it?
I think it's really... Guys, what do you think in the comments? Is Daniel a good Korg? I think that was a really good Korg.
Oh, thank you.
That's who we need a Marvel Legend of.
Yes, there we go.
That's what I want out of the 10-year figures.
I mean, heck, they could have put the Gladiator Hulk figure in a single card pack, but I guess they were a little too cheap, and they could have made Korg either whatever. They could have switched it. They could have had Korg the Build-A-Figure and Hulk a single card.
Well, people wanted Hulk more than they wanted Korg. Korg was never expected to be such a popular character. In fact, Taika was expecting people to not like Korg, as was the studio. Like, they liked the character, and they hoped that the audience would respond positively to the character, but they didn't think people would be as enthusiastic about Korg as they ended up being, myself included. Because when I first saw Korg, I had no interest. But in the movie, he made that movie for me.
All right, I'll be right back. Apparently, someone's very aggressive out there.
Alrighty. Daredevil movie's pretty cool. Oh no. I guess I can't scroll. Someone was talking about the Daredevil movie. I was going to talk about, Bullseye's my favorite part of the movie because he killed an old lady with a peanut. I'm reading old comments, but I wanted to see if I missed anything.
I think we did. Let's see.
Scroll up just a little bit. Like the comment right before the Bullseye.
Here.
Yeah, Daredevil. That Daredevil movie is pretty cool. I don't like Ben Affleck as him, but the action scenes are pretty cool. Again, I don't think Ben Affleck was the problem, even though he wasn't a great actor at the time. I think it was the direction. Because Ben Affleck's turned in some pretty phenomenal performances in, not even as Batman. Batman was good, but like Argo and The Accountant.
Have you
turned
seen
in some
Gone
really
Girl?
solid performances.
Have you seen Gone Girl?
Yeah, Gone Girl too. How could I forget Gone Girl?
I love Gone Girl. Gone Girl is one of my favorite movies.
I need to rewatch it.
It's such a smart movie too, because it doesn't give the audience everything.
Hulk Sucked Me by Barry. I've read that one before. My brother and I pick apart movies. We just love to do it. We purposely look at the inconsistencies. I am that person. I am that person, Thundercat.
We need to do that on the stream.
I do that all the time. It's literally
just rewatch a movie just to like, hey, that sucked.
But I don't do it to things. I mean, I do it to things that I love a lot, but usually it's the things that I don't care for, but everyone else loves, and I don't see why they care for it when I can find all of these problems. Specifically, the Transformers movies. The only one that I don't have a real problem with is the first one. And any problems that I would have with the first one, they're totally justified due to the circumstances of filming.
They talked about Titans, and oh my gosh, don't even get me started.
Oh, gee.
Titans sucks.
Fuck Batman.
Where's Batman?
Fuck Batman. I love that meme. Great
meme. The meme is funny. Great meme. Terrible show. It's going to be a really bad show.
I can't wait to watch it just to see how funny it is.
That's what we're going to pick apart.
I'm going to hate watch Titans. That's what I'm going to do. Because when it comes to me finding new shows to watch, what I typically do is I watch the pilot episode. And if the pilot doesn't hook me, I won't want to watch it. That's kind of how it works for me. Except for Marvel and Netflix, that's the only time. And even then, if it's a bad pilot, I watch the other episodes because I feel like I have to, and maybe they will be maybe this is the worst one, and maybe they'll get better, or it can't be any worse than this, and it gets worse than that.
I think Titans will be worse than Iron Fist.
I kind of hope it is, because I kind of hope that this streaming service falls flat on its face.
For sure. Like, just the idea of having sound effects that you can use in your own animations and having that in a high-budget film or series, that is hilarious.
I called out Thor Ragnarok for having the CinemaSins ding.
Really?
Yeah.
Did it?
In the opening scene with Surtur, they used the CinemaSins ding. When the helmet hits the ground, the Surtur...
I'm going to have to rewatch that.
The crown. It's the CinemaSins ding sound. Not the
Hmm.
ding, no, the dun, dun, like the title sound. Not the ding. My bad.
All right.
I mixed it up. Uh, I'm hoping Titans is funny and not just bad. No, I hope it's bad, but in a like the room way.
Bad in a funny way. Yeah.
Screw Titans. It needs to be canceled.
More like F Titans.
That's funny.
But yeah, it's gonna have meme quality to it.
Like I'm more of a DC fan. Just kidding. Everyone has their own taste. But that show is just disgrace to me. That's why I want to watch it. I actually had a lot of. It's kind of like the Fant Forstick movie. I kind of had hope for it.
Ooh.
Like it's going to be bad, but I'm still kind of holding out hope that there's some enjoyment value. And honestly, Fant Forstick, I'm glad it turned out the way it did because now I'm using plot points from it for future projects. Hint, hint. That's the one thing I love is Korg. You need to voice Korg when they make a figure of him. I agree.
Hey man, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Korg. I'm kind of like the leader in here. I'm made of rocks.
If they make a Korg figure, you bet your ass that I'm gonna make a Korg film and you're gonna voice him.
I mean, I'm not from New Zealand, but like you should get some from New Zealand to do it.
No, you sound just like him.
No, yeah, right.
You do.
But don't let that intimidate you. You don't need to be afraid unless you're made of scissors. I love how he does that little laugh.
I love everything about Korg. I love and support Korg like there's no tomorrow. Korg is one of those meme characters, like Connor from Detroit Become Human and Korg from Thor Ragnarok. They're just my go-to boys.
Well, I tried to start a revolution, but didn't print enough pamphlets, so hardly anyone turned up.
Boy, new Doug.
Except for my mum and her boyfriend, who I hate. Piss off, Ghost!
Yeah, you sound just like him. You do.
Oh, I'm glad you
like I could not do better myself.
Thank you.
Movies have sentience and therefore can be smart. Yeah. I'm gonna pick the hell out of Titans. I'm gonna stab it. Do it. You better stream you watching Titans. Dude, I think we get flagged for that.
I mean, we can just stream our reactions to it right after and make a meme out of it.
Okay, that's fine.
And imagine it actually turning out really good.
Dude, that would be so disappointing. If it's actually good, I'm going to be disappointed. Like, that's low-key what I thought Cloak and Dagger might be. I thought it might be a disappointment, but it actually turned out to be one of my... It turned out to be one of my all-time favorite Marvel shows.
All right, so how would you rank your top 5?
Oh, God.
On the spot, pressure.
The problem here is that I'm not going to consider each season a different TV show.
No. Yeah, just the show.
But the problem is Cloak and Dagger only has a single season. And it's kind of like I have to rank them based off the first seasons only of TV shows.
Yeah, you can do that.
Because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has 5 seasons.
But
and a 6th on the way. But Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is so much worse because of seasons 2 and 3.
Like, we're getting Iron Fist season 2 in 2 weeks, and it could be the greatest thing ever, but you can't say it for a fact.
Wrong. False. No, even if Iron Fist season 2 is perfect in every way, it still can't top Daredevil or Punisher as a TV show.
Fair.
Because their first seasons were perfect. And their second season, well, I don't know about Punisher, but Daredevil's second season was still really solid for what it did. Granted, I would have maybe done different things with season 2. There are so many different paths to take. But for what it is, as it is, I still think it's stronger than Iron Fist season 1.
A very fair point. Let's see. You sound just like him, no joke. Thank you. It was just it's a fun impression. I love Kiwi accents. If Titans is really good, I'm going to be disappointed.
Who's the actress who plays Iron Fist girl? Jessica Henwick.
Yeah,
She and Finn Jones, who plays
they
Danny
were both
Rand,
in Game of Thrones.
they actually rode together to the audition.
Oh wow.
They went to the audition together after shooting Game of Thrones at one point, I think. Or they reunited because they worked together on Game of Thrones to attend the Iron Fist audition. But point is, they kind of went together and then they screen tested together. Although I kind of feel like Scott Buck just sort of went, like Finn Jones walked in first, and they're like, boom, there's our Iron Fist. And then Jessica Henwick walked in first, is coming, boom, there's our Colleen. Done. Cast. I don't think Scott Buck really casted the shows.
I mean, nothing against their portrayal. I mean, yeah, nothing against their portrayal. It's just the way they were.
No, I genuinely think Jessica Henwick is a great actress. Finn Jones has proven to be a good actor when he's given the proper direction. Kind of like Hayden Christensen.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Jessica Henwick, even with bad material, she could still pull out a good performance, and I don't think the same could be said about Finn Jones.
True.
There are certain actors, like I feel like, and I'm going to say it because here comes the Daredevil. I feel like Charlie Cox could do it. I feel like Deborah Ann Wool, who plays Karen, John Bernthal definitely can. Ben Barnes probably can. There are certain actors who can just pull a good performance out of bad material. Finn Jones is not one of them. Oh, how could I forget Kristen Ritter?
Yep.
She can make anything bad good just by being there.
Like her character was the only one of the things that I liked. Like one of the very out of the small list are the things that I liked about season 2 of Jessica Jones. Now back to the questions, Telthabot. Top 5 Marvel.
Top 5. Okay,
shows.
I'm going by season 1s and season 1 alone. Daredevil season 1 at the number 1 spot. Punisher season 2 at the number 2. Season 1 at the number 2 spot.
All right, sorry, just clarifying.
I already screwed it up.
Cloak and Dagger.
This is the hard part. This is the hard part. I think Cloak and Dagger would take the 3rd spot.
Wow, that says a lot. I have to
Followed
check it out.
By
I'm not even joking.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season 1, and then Defenders.
Oh wow! All right.
Because Defenders is still absolutely in my top 5. Because what it was able to do in 8 episodes is incredible. It needed more episodes, clearly, but it didn't necessarily do a bad job. It
like
just
in its
didn't
limitations.
It just didn't have a good villain.
Yeah, true.
It did not have a good villain set. It should have been Nobu. Nobu should not have been removed from the villain catalog after season 2. I'm not going to say spoilers for what happens to him, but I'm just going to say that he's no longer in the Netflix universe.
How he goes out is hilarious. But yeah, I would have.
How they dismiss his character is really funny.
The only season 2 I've seen was the Daredevil one because I love season 1. Like the only season, like literally, like for real, ever season 2, only Daredevil. I don't believe that.
Ooh, here's the thing, and I mean, I guess this is up to interpretation because I know where Daniel stands on this. But sometimes season 2 is better than season 1, depending on the show.
Hey, it's your delivery of X-Lax.
What?
I really like Jessica Jones season 2. I know Daniel does not. I also sort of prefer Luke Cage season 2 over Luke Cage season 1. So it's really up to interpretation, and honestly, you shouldn't only watch the second season of a show just because you like the first season. You should try and if you really like the show, or if you at least watch the first season, see if, hey, maybe they improve. And if they don't, then never watch it again.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I'm not a big fan of Jessica Jones season 2. Oh, of the Marvel Netflix shows. All right.
Well, still, even with the Marvel Netflix shows, I suggest watching Jessica Jones season 2 because
Luke
I
Cage
like what
season
it
2.
did with certain characters, and I like what it did with certain elements. I think what happened with season 2 of Jessica Jones is that it fixed all the problems that were complained about with the first season, but at the expense of what was really good with the first season.
Yeah, so it's basically like left and right situation.
So you have the only exception is that I think Janet McTeer as I think that's her name, as the villain, the quote villain, the antagonist of the story. She was fantastic, and I think that her performance, even if her character isn't written well, I think her performance is really solid and really good for what they did. Also, Luke Cage season 2. Harlem is mine.
Alem, me birthright.
Harlem me birthright.
I love Bushmaster, dude.
Stokes. Mariah Stokes. I love Bushmaster.
Thundercat said, same when it comes to the Netflix shows. I'm not interested in Luke Cage or Jessica Jones season 2, but I feel like I have to watch it because it's connected. See,
Yeah, and that's kind of the reason why I watched them. But honest to God, Luke Cage season 2, I enjoyed way more than Luke Cage season 1. To a point where, don't shoot me, but I was rooting for Bushmaster to win.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
I was rooting for Bushmaster the whole season.
Was. He was such a good villain. I mean, you can't even consider him a villain. He's just like Killmonger.
He's very much the Marvel Netflix Killmonger.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are like, damn, these Jamaican accents are awful. No, I don't think they are. I think they're comedically brilliant. Even if they don't seem accurate, they're still comedically brilliant, and they're close enough.
Yeah.
For me, at least. I mean, I can't speak on behalf of real Jamaicans. I'm not a real Jamaican. But I think that Mustafa Shakur, I think that's how you pronounce it. I know that's his name. As Bushmaster was nothing short of fantastic.
Yep. And too bad those shows get shunned at the awards because he would have won.
Yeah, maybe he would have. Maybe.
Let's see. Yeah, here's the thing about watching these shows, when it starts to feel like a chore, because I know a lot of people skipped Iron Fist season 1. When it starts to feel like a chore, I don't think you should watch it. I think you should genuinely watch it because you're thoroughly interested.
And that's kind of my approach with Iron Fist. I did not enjoy Iron Fist. I watched Iron Fist because I felt like I had to before Defenders. I wanted to watch Iron Fist until I watched the pilot, which I attempted to watch on 3 separate occasions, and I could never get through it until the 3rd time. Because I was determined to actually watch it and give it a chance. Because people are like, I don't get why they're saying Iron Fist is so bad. It's not that bad. It's really good. No, it's not. It's not.
Like, by the way, this is not in any case, just not in any way defending Tom Pelphrey just because he answered my question in a Marvel Q&A, but...
No, Tom Pelphrey is a great actor. He was given terrible material and direction for the first few episodes. I don't blame him. I blame the directors or usually when an actor doesn't do well, even though they've been on other things, like, there's no way Finn Jones could have ever made it on Game of Thrones by being a super horrific actor.
Yeah, for sure.
And people are going to be like, but what about, what's her name? The new, what's her name? Sansa Stark? The character, but who's the actress? I forget her name. Sophie Turner. People are like, but Sophie Turner's in it. She's a decent actress. Yes, she wasn't really good as Jean Grey, but I don't think that's necessarily her fault. I just think that they didn't really give her material to work with.
Mm-hmm. And I guess the X-Men Dark Phoenix is suffering from that now.
If it even comes out.
Oof.
But another thing is, like, people say Hayden Christensen was an awful actor. Yeah, he was terrible in the Star Wars movies. I think he wasn't that good. But I saw him in a movie. I'm trying to remember what it's called. I think it's Shattered Glass. Not quite sure. But he basically played this news reporter based on a real story, based on a real person. And it was a fantastic performance. It was actually really good acting and a really good character. So he's not a bad actor. He was given crappy material to work with. Now, granted, there are some really bad actors sometimes. There are. But
No doubt.
it's rarely the actor's fault first and foremost, I think.
For sure. Like, look what they did with the Iron Fist.
Oh, no. I have a bunch of figures falling over. Great.
Oh, no. Let's see. Michael the Collector watched The Defenders and did not enjoy it.
I can totally see why. The only good part was Daredevil and Jessica Jones.
Coming from a Daredevil fanboy.
No, fight me. In all seriousness, though, I really liked The Defenders for what it did. It did not have a great villain. It definitely did not have enough episodes, and it did not really pace itself well. And I think the problem was that they didn't have enough episodes. It should have been 10 episodes, and I have this knack for rewriting elements of characters when
Very true.
I like to kind of write my own versions of how I would have done something. And I do it to things that I like too. I actually have an alternative storyline for Daredevil season 1. I actually did one for that show. I think it's perfect as it is, but I have an alternate version for how I would have handled something that some people didn't like. And when I became more of a Daredevil fan in the comics and whatnot,
just fixed it.
I didn't like it as much. So I wrote a version in which I fixed it. Or at least I fixed the one problem that I had with that one story element. But I did the same thing with the Defenders.
Yeah.
It was totally fixable if they had more episodes and if they paced it better and if they had an ever slightly better budget.
Plus the build up to the actual, like, I feel like we didn't get the what do you call it? Like the satisfaction that we got from the Avengers assembling in the first Avengers movie.
Because
like
we've seen it before.
Defenders.
And plus,
Yeah.
Iron Fist left a really bad taste in our mouths. So
True. That is very
that
true.
kind of killed the momentum. Because while I didn't really like Luke Cage and Jessica Jones wasn't my favorite show, that momentum, the hype was still there. I was still excited to see these characters as they were established come together on the big screen. Well, the small screen, but come together. Come together right now.
And if you like...
That's Justice League.
And if we had, for example, if Iron Fist just clicked with the audiences a little better, I feel like Defenders would have been better. Not just clicked. If he was written a little better. Let's see. Michael the Collector agrees. Daredevil was his favorite part, and he liked Jessica Jones.
And again, the problem with Jessica Jones in the Defenders was that she really didn't fit the whole story. She was just kind of there. Like, they tried, like, oh yeah, this murder happened and you're a private investigator. But this is mythical stuff, and Daredevil's the only one who really dealt with it apart from Iron Fist. And again, it didn't really work with Daredevil either, because they really made him such a grounded and gritty character in a gritty world. And then you introduce this mythical bullshit, and it's like, that doesn't quite work as well. Or at least the way they went about it. Like, I can wholeheartedly say that Daredevil Season 2's depiction of the whole, like, revival serum and the whole plot point with the, I'm going into spoiler territory for Daredevil Season 2. You have been warned. But the whole, like, the way they have to make the resurrection serum, how they have to use blood of, like, children Like, no, this is gross and it's weird and this kind of takes me out of it a bit.
Yep.
Like that does not happen in the real world. I hope to God that doesn't happen in the real world.
Plus, Luke Cage season 2 tackled that aspect perfectly. Like, we didn't really have regeneration in this show until, I mean, sure, we had bulletproof people, but regeneration was something new.
I didn't finish Jessica Jones season 1, but I heard Nuke is in it. Is that true? Yes and no. True and false.
You should continue watching the show for more context as to why Stealthbot said that.
I feel like I should say it though because I understand how much of a drag it is to watch Daredevil, Jessica Jones season 1. I understand how much of a bore fest it can be, even though David Tennant is doing all he can to hold it together.
And he did really well.
Even though Kristen Ritter and David Tennant were all that made the show worth watching.
Definitely. And Turk. Oh wait, no, Turk wasn't in that one.
I'm gonna say it. Nuke, like by name, is not in it. Like they do not call him Nuke.
And he's
but
in
a
like,
representation of Nuke does kind of appear.
Yep. And he's not a cyborg.
And they totally waste him in Jessica Jones season 2. That's one of the few things I did not. Well, one of a couple things I didn't like about season 2.
I'll get you to answer Thundercat's question, Stealthbot. Is it wrong that he likes season 2 of Daredevil more than season 1?
Well, here's the thing. From a perspective standpoint, it's never wrong to have an opinion so long as your opinion isn't hurting other people or affecting other people's lives and so long as you're not forcing it on other people. Yeah, I'm very bombastic about the fact that I love Daredevil, but I hope I'm not forcing people to like Daredevil more or like it better just because I do. I like to say what I think, but I'm not exactly trying to force it on anybody else. And I think that that's the only time in which you're wrong. So, no, from a philosophical perspective, no, you're not wrong for having an opinion that's different from someone else. And in regards to liking one season of the show more than another, no. Where do I stand on it? Again, no, because there are elements of Daredevil season 2 that work a lot better than Daredevil season 1, I think.
Yep.
Specifically the fact that the pacing, it hits the ground running like Captain America the Winter Soldier.
Yep.
The first movie really spent a lot of time building up the story, the origin, and really working its way up. But then the second one just hits the ground running and we're introduced to these awesome characters and these really iconic moments in the character lore. So, no, I think that Daredevil season 2 was more fun to binge watch as well, I think. Because it was so hyped up from season 1. And yeah, the fight scenes. Oh my god, the fight scenes are better in season 2.
They're like on a good set of steroids.
And supposedly Charlie Cox said that they top it in season 3, and I don't know how they could.
And it's killing Stealthbot.
There's no physical. There's only one possible way where I think that they could top it with Daredevil's character.
Ooh. Oh,
and
man.
that's jumping rooftops with one continuous shot. Literally, if they include rooftop jumping in this continuous shot, and they jump across buildings in the whole city, that's the only way they could possibly. I think that they could possibly top the stairwell fight.
I mean, are they really one-shots, though? I mean, they really hide it.
No, not actually. But, like, they never were.
Yeah,
the first one was kind of... How they shot the first one was they did shoot it in one continuous shot, but it wasn't actually one continuous take.
Yeah.
And season 2's stairwell fight, I can point out where they made obvious transition cuts, where it was not clean.
Now, the obvious question here is, which hallway fight is your favorite?
Season 1.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Season 1. Season
Oh,
1 was a masterclass in filmmaking.
Fight. Yep.
Is Jessica Jones season 1 got my parents in the Netflix Marvel shows? That's great. Jessica Jones is a much more adult show when it comes to like realism and grit. Daredevil, as real as it is, it's still a blind man who's dressed up in a costume punching people. So I can understand the absurdity and the lack of realism, plus how blind people perceive Matt Murdock as a character and whether or not it's a decent representation of blindness because of that whole scenario he's got going on.
Mm-hmm.
So that's also a conflicting factor for Daredevil, even though it doesn't bother me. My dad doesn't like Daredevil as a character in general, which is why he won't watch the show. Well, what does he know of the character? Is it the fact that he's blind but he can see? Or is it the fact that he's a Batman ripoff, that he's still a vigilante? There are so many elements that you could possibly fault with for Daredevil's character. I think I'd suggest maybe asking him what he might not like. Hell, he might be under the impression that Daredevil's always going to be Ben Affleck as Daredevil. That incarnation, which is totally wrong. Or Rex Smith in the Trials of the Hulk, which is also not true. Nothing can top the stairwell fight. Again, to each their own. And I think that from a standard point, I think that there is a way to top it, but it would have to be rooftops or something. They'd have to, or a car literally running through the streets or something with cars or something. They really have to do something.
Or like he's inside of a volcano or something.
No. Now you're going full on Adam West there.
With a shark repellent? Let's see. I'd like to say that since Bullseye is going to be in it, fights, I feel like it should be with Bullseye. If they're going to top it, it should be with Bullseye. My dad is also a hardcore comic fan like me. He also knows a lot about the character, but just doesn't like him.
Does he just not like Daredevil as a character, or does he just not like the Netflix portrayal? Again, those are other questions I should probably have asked. But ultimately, even if he doesn't like Daredevil, all right, that's to each their own. It low-key upsets me because I know all the potential that the character has, but to each their own. A lot of people hate me for the idea of, like, I'm not the biggest Superman fan or the biggest Batman fan. Yes, I love Batman's character, but he's an overpowered SOB, and I can't stand that. And everyone glorifies Batman. I can't stand that. Bruce Wayne is not a great character, in my opinion. It depends on what elements they focus on, but quite frankly, his parental trauma, that doesn't cut it anymore.
Yep.
That's not enough. There needs to be more trauma, and I think that The Dark Knight encapsulates that well a little bit, but I think that the Telltale Batman is the best representation of trauma for Bruce Wayne.
Very true.
That Bruce Wayne is my favorite Bruce Wayne.
Cool. I think you should... do you watch Gotham?
No. I watched the pilot, and it was really good, but then I just never got around to watching the show because I was really upset with what they were doing with Cameron Monaghan.
Yeah.
It was like how I got into Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Gabriel Luna as Ghost Rider. That had me convinced to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And that almost happened for me for Gotham until I heard what they did. And I just could not stand for it.
Well, I think Gotham represents Bruce Wayne really well.
Okay. Fair enough.
And it's giving the Telltale games a run for their money. That's my opinion anyway.
Even if I were to watch Gotham, I don't think that could be the case. I just personally, I could not agree with that statement.
True.
Even if I've seen the trials and tribulations of that Bruce Wayne, even though I haven't watched the show. I've seen some of the, I've read some of the I've read some of the story elements for the episodes. I watched some of the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't think he's as compelling as, not him, not the actor, but the portrayal of Bruce Wayne and his origin and backstory. I think that what they did with Bruce Wayne and the Wayne family in the Telltale series cannot be topped. And that is great storytelling.
Yep. And like that's the magic of the Telltale games too, is they give you your own option to make your own story. And like that's it fits.
He doesn't like Daredevil as a character in general. Okay, that's fine. To each their own. That upsets me a little bit because I love Daredevil and support him
really?
in everything he is.
Nothing
But
you said ever led up to the fact that you like Daredevil.
yeah, I know, it's surprising. No one ever knows. It upsets me because of all the potential that his character has. And even if he weren't blind, I feel like getting rid of that element of his character altogether, I feel like he's still way more compelling than Bruce Wayne. Typically.
True.
Even with the Telltale incarnation, I still think Matt Murdock is more compelling. But I can understand why people wouldn't like Daredevil's character. I can understand that.
Yes, Michael.
Bullseye is going to be in season 3, but the Daredevil series and what I love about the Netflix series is that none of the characters are quite themselves when you first meet them. It's an evolution. So you're going, Wilson Fisk. He's not the Kingpin until season 2.
Mm-hmm.
And season 3, we're getting full Kingpin according to D'Onofrio.
Finally.
We got a hint in Daredevil season 2, spoilers. But I genuinely think that we're going to get that sort of evolution with Bullseye, and I think it's going to be fantastic, especially with the leaked picture that came out, and that makes me so happy. You guys have no idea how happy that shot made me.
And plus, he's so frustrated that there is no footage yet.
Oh, yes, I am so pissed off. Well, I don't know if I actually talked with Daniel about this, but I'm going to go into a low-key bit of a rant here.
Nope.
One of my biggest problems with Daredevil Season 2 was the fact that they teased devil worshippers, but they didn't actually show any. Like, The Dark Knight showed us Batman impersonators. Arrow showed us impersonators for the Green Arrow. But we never saw any for Daredevil, and that just made me sad. But it seems like they're rectifying that a little bit with the possibility that there are Daredevils being hired out to ruin the name of Daredevil. At least they're bringing some kind of that element into the picture. Because that was my biggest gripe with Season 2, believe it or not. That there weren't any impersonators. I would have killed to have played an impersonator in Daredevil. Oh my God. That would have made my dreams come true. I would have died happily if I ever got that opportunity. To work with Charlie Cox as Daredevil, to work on that show as anybody, and to hopefully work with not only Charlie Cox, but Deborah Ann Woll, maybe Eldon Henson, maybe Vincent D'Onofrio. That would be an honor and a privilege beyond anything else in the world. I would kill for that kind of opportunity.
Yay!
Yay! But Daredevil wouldn't like me because he doesn't like killing. Oh. I love Batman, but I don't like how overpowered he is just because he's human, and I start disliking him because of how much the fans glorify him. Preach! Preach. Preach. All right.
The Dark Knight trilogy did it well. That's the only thing I'll say.
I don't think Dark Knight Batman was overpowered. So It worked for me. I didn't like the Dark Knight trilogy for how fans glorified it as a series. I think it's good, but I don't think it's a perfect trilogy. I also don't think that this might be objective, but I think Batman Begins is the worst movie out of the 3. And I think The Dark Knight Rises isn't as good. I think it kind of The Dark Knight is almost impenetrable, but even that I can find some flaw in. Even that I'm kind of like people are like there's nothing wrong with The Dark Knight. Yeah, there is.
For sure.
For sure. There's no such thing as a perfect anything.
Nope.
Not even Daredevil.
Thanks for all the likes, by the way, Michael the Collector on Instagram. Thanks for the spam.
I started watching Gotham, but I never finished it. Same here. I never got back to it.
It's a fun show.
I heard it was good. Brown Table did a video essay on it. I'm like, huh, I might watch it. But I never did. I can't get past episode 5. Oof.
Did either of you watch the Kick-Ass movies? Oh, those movies.
No, but I heard that they're good.
Yeah, same here.
I kind of want to watch it because Nick Cage is in it and Chloe Grace Moretz is in it. I love Chloe Grace Moretz as an actress.
And Aaron Taylor Johnson is in it too.
Oh, of course. And Evan Peters. They're both in it. It's really funny, I thought.
I don't have a problem with Batman's voice because it's funny. Where is she?
No, no, that wasn't even the problem that I was going with. That wasn't the problem.
That problem.
No, I find it to not only be a meme, but I genuinely think that it's okay.
Well, I guess so. So do I, but I prefer the Batman Begins voice because it's more Kevin Conroy.
Where are the other drugs going?
Wow, look at that. We got Batman enter the hangout.
Where are the other drugs going? Where is he? I feel like a mix between Christian Bale's voice and Ben Affleck's voice.
Yeah, that's exactly.
A hybrid between those two, I would actually be fucking terrified of existing if that Batman voice were to speak behind me in the middle of the night in a dark alleyway. I would actually freak out and scream like a girl.
Doc, every bone in your body breaks.
Where are the other drugs going?
That is terrifying.
Where's Alfred?
Kick-Ass is a fun movie, but not in a bad way. All right. Can Batman and Korg have a conversation? Ooh.
Where's Doug? Where is he?
Doug's dead. He accidentally stumped him while running on the bridge. I don't know if
Hulk killed. I thought. Wait, I'm losing my voice. Not losing my voice, but I'm losing the voice. If I heard Ben Affleck's Batman voice in the night, I would bug out. Yeah.
But you kind of can tell it's you can tell that it's modulated, which isn't.
I wouldn't be as terrified of like. Again, I don't think I'd be terrified. I'd be like, oh God, okay, who is that? That's kind of scary. I wouldn't be like, oh my freaking God.
You mean like irredeemable scary? Huh? No, never. We'll get to that later.
They won't get it, and I barely got it.
Well, you will.
Tell me, did you get it? You want Daniel, just for that, go into the corner and eat your string cheese. I don't think that was on the live stream.
No, it was not. It was not. So it's another inside joke that no one will understand.
Damn it.
Sorry,
I
guys.
guess that's coming with the color blue and all the Bluetooth and all that stuff. That's going to be brought into another live stream with War TV, I guess.
Another live meme.
A live meme.
Also, I wouldn't want to even see Affleck's Batman just because of how demon-like he was in Batman v Superman.
Except for that opening shot. That opening shot, the first time you see Batman, it's laughable. That was the only thing that made me upset. I wish that we saw another shot of him before that one.
Yeah. Like he should be on the corner of a rooftop. Like he's just hanging there, just waiting for the guards. Heck, even Bale Batman knows how to make a proper entrance.
It would have been better if we got the shot of Batman in the jail cell with Lex Luthor in that opening shot behind the cops,
Yes.
just standing there, rather than like crouched up into the corner.
Just like hands out.
Every time I see that scene, it just takes me out of the action, and I just burst out laughing.
Yep.
It's
like in Batman Begins, Batman is upside down, so it really treats him like this bat creature.
Also, kind of throws the Spider-Man thing on the top of its head. You're normally not scared of Spider-Man when he comes down. Now you're scared of upside down costume vigilantes.
Yeah. He's just like, where are you? Here.
But yeah.
Marvelous SM, what's up?
Hey.
Fam, that was badass when he left the scene as if he was just a shadow. So cool.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Ben Affleck's Batman for the action scenes and the costume suit texture isn't necessarily the best, and the logo is not perfect, but ultimately I like his Batman look more.
Sorry, I just thought of a meme involving that logo.
Honestly, it just looks like a blob. If they were to take the Batarang, like the Ben Affleck Batarangs, if they were to make that the logo but make it just bigger on his chest, that would have been perfect.
It's the Project 422 Films background right now.
Like literally just taking the shape of the Batarang and just making that bigger on his chest plate, that would have been the perfect bat symbol. The blobby one that they went with just looks garbage, to be honest.
Would it have the circular pattern like the, what was it? The Golden Age Batman logo?
Well, no, I don't feel like that's essential. No, I don't feel like the yellow circular thing is necessary. I just think that the Batarang itself, the shape of that would have made for the perfect Batman logo for Ben Affleck's Batman.
I agree.
That's where I stand on it. I just hate the blobby fat bat that Ben Affleck dons. It kind of fits when you think about Ben Affleck, but still.
Yo, but that guy's built, so.
Well, not anymore. He's in rehab.
True. All right. That guy was built.
I spelled scene wrong. My bad. Yeah, you're bad. No, just kidding. Mouth man. I don't even know what to add to that comment. Do you have anything to add to that comment? I don't.
Next question. Holy crap. Oh my gosh.
What?
I just saw a photo of this huge Marvel Legends haul, and I barely broke 2 of these figures that are on this list.
Oh my god, I just saw a meme.
The best thing you can see all day.
Oh, absolutely.
So, do you guys have questions?
Right?
About Ant-Man Irredeemable?
Or about future projects like the Daredevil miniseries that I'm also directing right now with Project 422 that he doesn't even know about because I'm that slick.
I don't know. That's what I don't know what to add to. That's what his symbol looks like, a big mouth. Oh, big mouth man. That's what
I guess, yeah. Yeah. Also, I wasn't initially a fan of the short ears.
Yeah.
But they really look bad on the bat symbol.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Not a big fan.
I want and don't want a Under the Red Hood movie because I know it's going to be bad. Really? I don't think so. I think Under the Red Hood would be phenomenal. Just done right, correctly, and without the excessive comedy that Red Hood should have.
And it depends on who plays
Jason Todd. And
no, I didn't hesitate to because I didn't remember that Red Hood is Jason Todd. I hesitated because
Yep, you don't need that reassurance. I trust you.
I'm just saying, in hindsight, it sounded like I didn't know, and I was just waiting for you to tell me which Robin it was. No, I know my Robins.
Yep.
Want to know how I know Dick
projects have the
Grayson?
same home.
Fuck Batman.
Gosh, why is he even Robin? Yeesh.
He's robbing Batman's legacy.
I do, because I know it's gonna be good. I hope it'll be good. I want one too, but I don't think it's the proper time to do that, especially not with the DCEU's current state.
DCU needs to end. Start with Shazam.
Yes, Shazam. That's
Get rid of all of the DCEU references in Shazam. Just do it.
Yep.
Shazam would be the perfect movie to start the DCEU all over again.
My friend called Red Hood Dick Grayson. Yeah, people get the two confused, but I mean, 4 Robins are not really easy to.
They're justified in being confused. There's almost no telling them apart, almost.
I mean, I can name from the top of my head Jason Todd, Dick Grayson, and I'm forgetting everyone else.
You're forgetting Damian Wayne and
There we
Tim
go.
Drake.
Yep.
Wow, I know DC better than you do. Fake fan. Why do you have a YouTube channel?
F Batman.
Fuck Batman.
Tim Drake. No, I just don't think they're as memorable as Jason Todd or Dick Grayson.
I like how you have the option of hiding Michael the Collector's latest comment. That's funny. Just because it says Dick, his name is Dick.
Yeah, exactly. Why are they making Dick Grayson Jason Todd when Jason Todd himself isn't? Is he?
Yeah, he's in the show. Jason Todd is in the show.
Wow. What a terrible decision.
Yeah, but apparently they kind of role reversed, and apparently they're supposedly evolving
Stop
Dick Grayson.
No.
It's like, all right, here they tried to explain it as though they were pulling a Daredevil thing, where they were trying to evolve Robin's character over time and make him fix his thing, like fix his MO. Kind of like what they were supposed to do with Batfleck, how he would be like, he wouldn't kill anymore, and how he would kind of like fix everything and become the person he was meant to be. Kind of like how Superman killed people, but then he righted his wrongs later. That's supposedly what they're doing, but I think they're going to fuck it up. They have 8 episodes. They're not going to pull it off.
8 episodes of.
And I think that Jason Todd is actually supposed to be the light.
Well, clearly not. Kill Titans.
Kill it like the Beast, at least. Kill it like the Beast.
All right.
Magosa Producciones.
I'm late. Haha, but what part of the DCU bothers you guys?
Everything.
Everything.
Wow, we timed that well.
Everything.
The only thing that we'd have a much better time if we had to decide what didn't bother us.
Yes.
And I have a one-word answer for that. And if Daniel doesn't guess that answer, I'm going to be shocked.
Wait.
I already said it, by the way. Multiple times.
Huh.
The one thing that I want them to get right, the one character that's movie is the only one I'm looking forward to.
I'm blank right now. Holy crap.
We just talked about him. My boy Shaz.
Well, yeah, obviously. I knew that. I was going to guess Shazam, but I didn't know where you were going with that.
That's the only thing I don't have a problem with right now. And that's because I love and support Zachary Levi. Yep. And they wasted him in the MCU.
Ugh.
They wasted Zachary Levi.
Well, they had to recast, so.
They also wasted Josh Dallas while they were at it.
Yeah.
They ruined both of them.
Well, Josh Dallas had Once Upon a Time to worry about.
No, but here's what happened. So Josh Dallas was brought in to replace Zachary Levi because Zachary Levi couldn't shoot as Fandral. He was the top pick the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And then suddenly Josh Dallas became unavailable. So they went with their top pick from the get-go.
Oof.
And then they kill him off. Oh,
Why?
it makes me mad.
Why? Why the hella?
And honestly, he's one of those actors who you can't recast. Yeah, there are some that you
Nope.
can get away with, but you can't get away with recasting.
Is that
Not
another reason you
recasting,
don't
but
like
you can't.
The Dark World?
You can't get away with reusing Zachary Levi again with
Yep.
the MCU. You just can't. He's way too well known.
Mm-hmm.
Alfred Woodard, yeah, but not Zachary Levi.
I'm going to see Shazam. You and me both.
Me too.
Collector.
The only
Let's do
DCU movie that I saw in theater was Wonder Woman. I'm not going to see Wonder Woman 2 in the theater.
Yeesh. I don't know where Wonder Woman 2 is going. It doesn't look. It doesn't look bad, but it doesn't
look good.
It doesn't look good.
It looks like Patty Jenkins is literally just ripping off what the Captain America trilogy did.
Yeah. But
If
even
Wonder
the
Woman,
Captain America
I
trilogy,
would not be surprised if Wonder Woman 3 is Wonder Woman Civil War.
like even the Captain America trilogy picked up from like just Steve adapting to the real world as it is today. Like Wonder Woman, they're not even trying to like. They really don't want anything to do with the present day DCEU movies.
Thundercat.
Screw Shazam.
No.
No.
I'm sorry, Thundercat. We can't be friends anymore.
Fake suit, corny joke.
You're done.
I mean,
You're done.
come on.
You're done. You're out.
When that first screenshot came out of Shazam, I was like, "Oh my gosh, it looks great!" Like, come on.
All right.
I get why people say that, but
I like the Shazam suit. I do. I think that there definitely could have been a better fake muscle suit underneath because he kind of
Sure.
looks fat
like
a little bit.
Superman.
I'm not that shaming whatsoever, by the way, but I'm just saying the pictures did not flatter Zachary Levi at all.
Mhm.
I think that this movie needs to be the way that it is for the sake of the DCU, and I also
And for it
think
to
that
work.
it's going to be great. And I like lighthearted movies. I like darker, grittier TV shows, and I like lighthearted movies. So the MCU does it right for me. The DC universe, no.
Plus, Freddie Freeman as like, first of all, Jack Dylan Grazer as Freddie Freeman is great casting, and his character is just spot on.
I like the jokes. The only thing I don't like is the dated dance reference.
Yep. Watch, they're gonna be doing the Dele Alli challenge in that movie.
Maybe. Like I just can't stand when they put dated trends in movies. Like,
Yep.
what are those?
Like, you
Or
want
TV
this movie
shows
to be-
like The Dab that Luke Cage did.
Like you want a movie to be classic. Don't put pop culture references that are happening as we speak.
Don't put references unless if they're trying to encapsulate the time in which the movie came out. But honestly, it dates the movie and it
Yep.
does not look good. Like Back to the Future, as great as it is, it's clearly dated,
Yep.
and it kind of takes away the whole modern elements.
I mean, look at us. Where are our flying cars?
True.
That fake upper lip of Superman.
An old lady came up to me at Target and asked me if this movie was good. She was holding a Batman v Superman.
It's a good movie. I wouldn't say it's
It's a
great.
good meme.
It's
The action
good meme.
sequences are
a great
phenomenal.
meme.
The action sequences with the Batmobile scene and the Ben Affleck Batman fight scenes. And
I just feel like-
even a little bit of the Batman v Superman fight, amazing. Everything else, no.
I feel like for a movie that's called Batman v Superman, it didn't really deliver. It's more of like a Jesse Eisenberg as himself versus the Justice League formation.
Yeah.
Dawn of
And again, there was
Jesse
great
Eisenberg, Dawn of
it-
Justice.
it's kind of like Fan Four Stick. It had such an interesting. Well, Fan Four Stick didn't have an interesting start, but it had a convincing premise. Batman v Superman had a great opening scene. That's one of my favorite opening scenes in any movie. Not the killing montage, the revisiting the Superman incident.
Did you see the 3-hour extended cut?
Yes, I did. And I
like
thought it was way better.
Yep.
But there were clearly things that Zack Snyder could have cut. He was just being a dick. We didn't need that tracking shot that lasts a whole minute and 30 seconds through the restaurant, Zack. Just so we could see Wonder Woman glaring at a glass cabinet. We did not need that in the theatrical cut, Zack.
Yep. Let's see.
The only freaking film I hate of the DCU is Justice League. It's just a ton of their last ones. Batman was a joke. I didn't like Justice League either, at all, really. Like, I watched it, and just the whole time I'm like, this does not work at all.
I feel like for fan service, it served fan service really well. But just for those kitty
fan service, literally tidbits.
Yep.
I didn't mind that Batman was joking. I just didn't find him funny. And I felt that the jokes themselves were a bit of a departure from Batman altogether.
Yeah.
Like, I don't mind when, like, the joke about it may be temporary. That's funny. That works. But the whole Batman tone was
they cut it
totally
out.
Off.
They cut it out.
No, they rushed it. It's in there.
Really?
Yeah. It may be temporary. And then it literally cuts and he's talking to Aquaman.
Oh, right.
It's a terrible edit. It's a terrible edit moment.
Let's see. The only joke that really landed was with when Aquaman was sitting on the lasso of truth. That I like, because that can actually happen.
Okay, that was funny. That was real. I love Ezra Miller as an actor, but I hate his Flash. If he were Wally West, maybe it'd be different, but his Barry Allen is just no.
Yep.
Not that Grant Gustin is perfect. He's not.
Let's see. That fake upper lip of Superman. Okay, I get it that people don't like it, but that opening scene with Superman being interviewed, that was the heart of the movie, in my opinion. As distracting as that upper lip may be, that scene defined Superman.
Just everything with Superman was bad. Everything was bad.
From the symbol, the Shazam symbol.
Oh, the fact that it lights up.
For his powers, it makes sense.
I was fine with it.
Let's see.
And besides, it'll be enhanced with CGI.
For sure. Heck, for all we know, the suit's going to be CGI'd out. The modern is taken out of the movie with that fake-looking suit. All right. I love Batman v Superman, not counting Doomsday. Doomsday was my least favorite part. I didn't mind Doomsday. Doomsday was all right. I hated Batman joking. I love Superman bodying Steppenwolf, though I can understand why people don't like it. I think Superman was he might have been my favorite part in that movie. I don't know. Not because of the upper lip thing, but because he actually felt like Superman. His iced breath was there. I was like, oh my gosh, they finally used it. And he actually liked helping people. He wasn't this brooding character as depressed as he was in Batman versus Superman. You cringe when he says he's bleeding? Like, when he's thrown, he's like, yep, something is definitely bleeding.
I thought that was funny.
Yeah, that was funny.
It didn't work, but it was funny.
That was Joss Whedon. You can tell.
Yeah, that was totally Joss Whedon.
Yep. Let's see. The lasso scene was funny. Yes, it was. The perfect Batman was in Batman v Superman for me. Cool. I can respect that opinion. I still like Christian Bale a lot, just because of heck. I'm making the stop motion series based off of Christian Bale's Batman because
I
it's
like
so
Will
much more
Arnett.
down to earth. Will Arnett, did you see that deleted, quote unquote, deleted scene with Jimmy Kimmel?
Yes,
They're like,
I
nobody
love
cares
that.
about Lego Batman. I'm just like, why don't you care about Lego Batman?
Yeah, that was fun.
It was
And
fun
they
until Lego
lived to
movie.
regret it.
Yep. The only thing we saw him in was the Lego movie, right?
Hmm?
The only thing we saw Will Arnett as Batman in was the Lego movie.
And then the Lego Batman movie.
Yeah, which I have yet to see.
You need to see it.
I don't think he was depressed in Batman v Superman. He smiled every time he saved someone. People point to the burning building scene, but he was smiling there. Yeah, but I just feel like the character of Superman shouldn't be affected by what people think of him. And for any reason, he should not be this character that just, I don't know. He doesn't need Lois Lane to assure him that, hey, everything is going to be all right. Superman should know that he inspires hope. That's what I love about Christopher Reeve Superman.
I love George Clooney Batman. It's the best.
Yes, bat nipples.
Not as good as Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze.
True.
Am I right?
Fantastic Oscar-worthy performance.
Absolutely.
Nice to see you.
I gotta head out for right now, but
Cool.
could potentially come back. I don't know how long I'll be. So
cool. Sure.
I'll be. This would be the perfect. Since we talked about Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'll maybe be back.
Cool. Well, there goes Stealthabot. Big thanks to him for hanging out for a little bit. So, do you guys have any questions for about Batman Under the Dark, the Project422 Films animations, or Ant-Man Irredeemable? Because if you guys do, I'd love to answer it. For the record, I don't like George Clooney Batman. I feel like if it was the Christopher Reeve Superman as a character combined with the overall physical look, it would be the perfect Superman. I agree. I just as a person who adores Christopher Reeve Superman, it would make it really, like, it would have been really great. What happened? Did someone leave? Yeah, Stealthabot left. He had to go somewhere, but he said he might be back. So I wouldn't hold my breath for that, but let's put our faith in him. So, do you guys have any questions about future animations, or maybe the Batman series? The teaser trailer came out last night, and yeah, wanted to know what you guys thought about that, as well as what you guys thought about the announcement of Irredeemable, which is one of my favorite projects to have started. I'm very excited. Just watched your trailer of Batman. It looks awesome. Oh, thank you so much. I'm really glad you think so. It's been a long time coming. It's it was like two years in the making. I mean, sure, part of it was me just taking huge breaks, and then there was a point that I just felt that it needed to come back, and thus we have Under the Dark, an original stop motion series. Are you gonna get the Mafex Bruce Wayne? Yeah, I'm gonna get the Dark Knight trilogy Bruce Wayne. After all, it is it would be based on the Christian Bale universe. So, for those who don't know yet, again, covering it mildly because some people are not yet acquainted with the idea, um, the Batman Under the Dark would be based off of Batman Begins and The Dark Knight, minus The Dark Knight Rises. I sort of wanted to cover basic ground and focus on what made the Joker special, and focus on his time in while he was incarcerated, and focus on his position as the Batman has disappeared, and as Harvey Dent is as Harvey Dent was dead. Because I feel like Harvey Dent did. I don't think the Joker ever found out that Harvey Dent was dead until much later on. So I guess we'd have to, in this series in particular, I'm not going to spoil anything. He will eventually come to terms that Batman took the fall, and that's how he's going to manipulate Batman. Stealthabot grabbed a bite to eat. Only human. Understood. I have to grab a bite too, actually. That's probably a really good idea. But yeah, what do you guys think of Under the Dark so far? Would you guys say would you guys say the narrative makes sense? Would you say that the story works? What do you think? Should I have continued? Because I've been asked this before, and even Forgotten Tactic asked once that he asked why I didn't decide to pick up from where The Dark Knight Rises left off, where Dick Grayson was, or sorry, not Dick Grayson. He was becoming Nightwing. Was it? Yeah, it was Robin. He was about to turn into Nightwing or another Batman, I guess. But yeah. So I'm cool. Sounds great. Well, glad you guys think so. Looks badass. Excited to see it unfold, even though I'm not the biggest Bat fan. Glad to hear it, man. Let's see. But yeah, that's basically covering the story. Nothing against. Again, I keep wanting to tell everybody that I have nothing against The Dark Knight Rises. I think it might be. It really rivals with Batman Begins, and for which one I really prefer over the other, because The Dark Knight Rises is a phenomenal movie, and just Tom Hardy's Bane may be laughable, and the voice is ridiculous, as well as Batman's more I don't even know how to describe his voice. It's more like he's a smoker, but I still really like that movie. It's just that I wanted to drive the narrative from what was it, 8 years to 10 years, or how long was it in the gap between The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises? I feel like it was 8 years. Point is, I just wanted to tell the story of what happened in that time. And yeah. Thundercat123 Studios. I like the idea. I always wanted the expansion of the Joker due to the sad passing of Heath Ledger. You know what? I can recommend a good Dark Knight trilogy-based series with the Joker in it. You should check out. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Joker blogs, and oh my gosh, hang on, I'm gonna look for a link right now and see if I can share it with you guys, because the Joker blogs is by far the most brilliant series on YouTube. It's just really great. Hang on, I'm gonna send a link to their channel in the chat, and oh my gosh, you guys have to check it out. It is such a brilliant series, and how it I'm forgetting his name right now, but how the actor who plays Heath Ledger's take on Joker is really great. He's got the mannerisms on point. He's got the character down to a science, man. Let's see. Actually, I love Tom Hardy as Bane and the voice he went with. Oh, what a lovely voice. Strong suggestion. Watch Tell Gordon Hello, an amazing short fan film done by Heath Joker impersonator. I will check that out after the stream. That sounds very cool. But yeah, Bane's voice, as ridiculous as it was, I felt like it worked. I just don't I just don't hear / see him actually saying that before he put on the mask. But then again, no one really cared who I was till I put on the mask. That Bane voice was on point. Thank you. Again, just trying to. I don't think my impressions are that on point, but apparently everyone said my Bane and my Korg voices are on point. I subbed to the Joker blogs, and I'm going to watch it when I'm done. Great to hear, Michael the Collector. It is a great series. You know what? Going back to the point of the Bane voice, that's the only voice I walk around the house all day just quoting Bane lines. It's just like, oh, you think darkness is your ally. You merely adopted the dark. It's just so fun. I was born in it, molded by it. I did see the light until I was merely a man, but by then it was nothing to me but blinding. It is so cool, dude. When a Korg figure comes out, you are going to be getting a DM from me for stop motion. Glad to hear it, man. When are you going to upload your Batman series? It's hard to say because we're still in the writing process. So I guess we'll take it a step at a time and episode by episode. But the first episode I'm hoping to get out early 2019 and hoping to get a trailer out by the end of this year. The teaser trailer was just to tease you guys, obviously. But yeah. Bane is not going to be in this series, by the way. I call dibs on his Korg voices if a Korg figure comes out. Oh, man. Oh, no. I shouldn't have started that. By the way, have you guys seen the brilliance of Taika Waititi? Like, I saw his TED Talk. I know Stealthabot is going to treat that like the meme it is because of our history with quote-unquote TED Talks, but his TED Talk was hilarious, dude. Taika Waititi was the perfect man. I'm not the greatest, I'm not Ragnarok's biggest fan, but he was the perfect man to direct that movie. Hey man, my name is Cook. I'm kind of like the leader in here. Hang on, you know what? Let's have some fun. I'm gonna search up some Korg and Bane quotes. Let's do it. We're gonna make this stream a little bit more interesting because it's boring. It's been boring thus far. Another day, another dog. Let's see. Oh yeah, no, this thing is a circle. But not a real circle. More like a freaky circle. No, nothing makes sense in here, man. The only thing that does make sense is that nothing makes sense. Whoever pays Project the most gets his Korg base for a figure who might not come out ever. If someone actually customizes a Korg figure just to get a figure of Korg for me to voice in a stop motion animation, direct message me right now. All right, see you later, Thundercat Studios. It's always fun to see you on the stream. You're such a big fan, and yeah, always fun. Oh, I forgot. I have to recite this, like my favorite Korg line in Ragnarok. Yeah, there's still someone's here and blood all over this, guys. Can you clean up the weapons once you finish your fight? Disgusting slobs. Oh, you wanna use? Yeah, not really useful unless you're fighting off 3 vampires that were huddled together. Emma. I wish I had someone who voiced Thor. That would be hilarious. Taika is also ballsy to take a risk. He's making a movie where he plays a satirical imaginary Hitler. I don't I don't know why I said that, but yeah, that guy literally is not afraid. Like he has balls. Like Korg is supposed to be a scary guy, and then there he is, just like wobble a do, like high pitched and everything. He's like, "You rode a hammer. The hammer rode you on your back. Oh my god, the hammer put you off." It's just hilarious. Yeah, yeah, he is a Jew. Plus, oh my gosh, he's so funny because in his TED talk, he had this strange addiction in school, not like addiction, but it's just strange thing he'd do to his textbooks where he'd draw swastikas, and so he wouldn't get in trouble. He'd just he just played off and make them windows and draw houses entirely, which led to his creativity. Such a brilliant man. Is that some sort of protoplasm or the stuff that's coming out of you? Or are they eggs? Looks like eggs. Oh, Meeks did. Yeah, accidentally stomped on him on the bridge. I never felt so guilty. I've been carrying him around all day. Oh, Meek, you're alive! He's alive, guys. What's the question again, bro? Korg is so fun to voice. And it's not as fun when no one else is I'm spitballing these Korg lines as well as there's supposed to be other lines in between, but no one voices Thor here. Oh man, you should do a Korg Q&A. Oh no, I'm gonna offend every Kiwi in the world. No, like I love doing the Korg accent, but as far as Kiwi accents go, I don't even think that's entirely accurate. Like it's just an impression, bro. I'll come back to voice Thor. Let's do it. Hey, take it easy, man. Over here, big pile of rocks waving at you. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Gork. I'm kind of like the leader in here. I'm made of rocks, as you can see, but don't let that intimidate you. You don't need to be afraid unless you're made of scissors. Haha. It's a little rock, paper, scissors joke for you. Oh, man. Imagine this stream was like, hey, everyone. My name is Gork. Welcome to the Project422 Films animation channel. He paid me to say that. Oh, man. What are your guys' thoughts on Ant-Man Irredeemable as well as Batman Under the Dark? Do you guys think I should have a cameo in it? Korg is the best. Oh man. Freaking Korg. Yeesh. But yeah, that would actually be really cool stuff. But if you could voice Thor and then we could just out of some like my general stupidity, just continue doing so. You have to meet Taika in person and talk to him in the Korg voice. Oh, done deal. I'm gonna try to go to one of the conventions, take a picture with him, and try to see if I can get a recording where we can do a Korg off, if you will. You can never out Korg Taika Waititi though. He is Korg. I've never put on a Rocky suit just to voice this character. I feel like as apparently you guys say that my impression is good, so yeah. So it does for me it's not really good, but if you guys think that, then I guess there's some competition there. I would love to do Korg reacts to your videos. Oh, you would love me to do Korg react? Okay, we could do that. We do like let's do another audio commentary of Ant-Man the Black Ant director's cut, and and then we'll do it in the Korg voice. It would be freaking hilarious. Look at this guy. Oh man. Hey everybody, we're here. Oh no, where'd he go? He shrunk. He shrunk down into a little man, like an Ant-Man. I love doing impressions. I'm not really particularly good at all impressions, but save it for Irredeemable. We're doing it. We're doing it. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Korg. We're going to be doing Ant-Man Irredeemable audio commentary. Let's see. I can't stop thinking about that Korg voice. I think I do it all right. I don't do it particularly well, but apparently you guys are like, oh, that's spot on. Yeah, that would be great. Let's see. Let's do an impression live stream. What do you guys say? I mean, I know this after party stream has gone on for a little bit. 3 hours. Holy crap. The stream has gone on for 3 hours. It's really close. Oh, thanks, man. So for the fun of it, since you guys still stuck around for after 3 hours, we can do I could do impressions. I dare you, just type in the comment, like in the live chat, type any impressions you guys want me to do. That would be hilarious. Oh man. Please actually no, I was about to retract it. But no, once I say something. Impressions. Let's see. And then I'm gonna have to look for quotes too. I was quoting. I don't know if I told you guys earlier in the stream. I was quoting RDJ's Tony Stark earlier. I was like, "Can you make me an intro with a Korg voice?" Sure, just contact me. We'll talk. We'll talk about that. I don't know how you want it to go. It's like, "Hey man, my name is Korg. Welcome to another stop motion animation video. Please like, comment, and subscribe." That would be hilarious. But yeah, hit me up. I'll figure something out. Well, hopefully we can meet in the middle with that. Dang, that makes me really sad that they didn't make a Korg figure. I mean, where was that? Heck, we got another Loki figure, but not a new. I guess Loki's really an important character, but come on, we need Korg. Heck, I think there's this Hasbro was recreating the Marvel More Than series with the posters, and they were literally about to. They did almost every. I think they did every character, but except for Doug, or not Doug, Korg, and his poster said "More Than a Friend of Doug's." And imagine if they recreated the More Than posters in action figure form. That would have been so cool if they done that. Man. So if there are legit any impressions that you guys want me to do, I'll do it. That would be fun. Just trying to make the stream more interesting. I mean, I could continue doing Korg. Nothing wrong with Korg. Just there aren't many lines that you can say is Korg. But he's such a fun character. Hey man, I'm Korg. We're gonna get out of here and get on that big spaceship. Wanna come? Let's see. Did Did you also hear that Taika Waititi was in talks for another Marvel movie? I think he was going to direct. I'm very excited for that. I feel like, as I keep saying it, I don't really like Thor Ragnarok and the way it went, but its humor is by far the funniest in the MCU. I'm not even joking. Like, some jokes don't really land, and the way they are pulled off, it makes sense in the context, but when I first watched Ragnarok, I was like, hey, this is not bad. This is really good. And I was just realizing how the Thor stories went. I don't know. It's just the way it is. All right, I'm going to head out to eat. Love the stream, and we will talk about the intro eventually. Have a great day. Thank you, Michael the Collector. You were the first person on the stream and closing it off. Thanks for hopping on, man. Oh, and look who is back.
I told you I'd come back.
Hey, man. What did you have?
Hey, man. What do you mean, what did I have?
You said you
ate.
ate.
About my dinner? Yeah. Italian hoagie.
Oh, wow. That sounds cool.
Yep.
Oh, man. Doing the voice is so fun.
Yeah, I stayed tuned in the comment section while you did it. It was fun.
Yep.
Problem is, I'm not good at Thor, but...
Yeah. It's sort of like a table read, and it would be really... I wonder if Michael the Collector is actually serious about me voicing an intro.
I am.
That'd be really fun.
Am. When I make my return to YouTube, I will have a Korg voice intro. I'm not joking.
All right, done deal. I expect that. Stealthabot returns featuring Korg.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So to the two people watching right now, would say hi, ask questions about Ant-Man Irredeemable, Batman Under the Dark, Episode 3 Part 2, or Episode 3 Part 1 of Captain America the Super Soldier, I would love to answer it. Also, if you have questions for Stealthbot, maybe keep nagging about when he's going to come back. That would be great too.
I'm not answering those questions.
No, in all honesty, we're working hard on Ant-Man Irredeemable. It's going to be really fun once that project is finally
in
the filming process.
Michael the Collector's heading out. Good to hear from you.
Yeah, it was very fun. 3 people watching right now. What is going on? 2 people watching right now. Wow. All right.
This stream has been going on for 3 hours. No one's going to watch it after the fact.
I mean, we still have viewers. I'm pretty sure that Korg impression just took off, and everybody was just like, "You guys gotta watch the stream."
I guess so.
I mean, we could definitely end it, and we can give it 10 more minutes. I don't know. Then we can.
Let's ask the people in the comments. Anyone who's watching, do you guys want us to end the stream?
You guys want the stream to end? Do you guys have any questions?
We'll this will be our final round of questions or any requests.
Cool. If you guys want me to do the Korg voice, wait, should I do the Korg voice to close it off? It's not even.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Any next round of questions, ladies and gentlemen?
I guess we could just talk all about Irredeemable now. We could just literally spoil the whole thing right here in the stream. Because no one will watch it for this long.
Yeah. For sure.
So you guys want to know the whole story behind Irredeemable? Okay, here it goes. So, you guys thought I actually was going to do it, huh? No, I actually might, though. I could easily.
Someone.
So, Irredeemable is a story of Scott Lang He's making bank off. He's basically doing the hero for hire sort of thing where he's making a lot of money from Ant-Man, from the news and the press and stuff. Everyone wants Ant-Man merch. It's incredible, surreal. No one saw it coming, not even Hank. He's just kind of floored by the success.
It earned more than Pimtech. It earned more than Pimtech every
Yeah,
day.
Ant-Man's earnings and the company, it's earned more than all the divisions of Pimtech with the revelation and everything. So Ant-Man is becoming the face of Pimtech, and it's kind of like a whole big thing, kind of like the Stark Expo in Iron Man 2. But then an Ant-Man villain, famously known in the comics as Egghead, takes him on, building ant technology of his own, but instead of ants, it's just giant chicken eggs, just falling from a spaceship that he built.
Oh my gosh! And
they're exploding eggs.
And then the sequel to that is Chicken Little.
The Chicken Little was one of the eggs.
Because Ant-Man
confirmed
Pimtech, like Pim particles mixed with friggin' eggs.
No, I'm being dead serious. No, the egg plot is not real. Okay, but Egghead is the villain, and he's basically trying to make Ant-Man look bad in the public eye.
Yep.
Using various tactics, including one that I alluded to earlier in the stream, where we talked about the fact that most sequels tend to have copycats who just want to be like Ant-Man. He basically hires these idiots to try and be Ant-Man. Like, it builds them fake suits and stuff, but they're actually destroying things, and it's making Ant-Man look bad. The company stock is going down. Ant-Man's reputation as a hero is going down. None of the Marvel heroes trust Ant-Man anymore, so he's basically trying to prove that it's not him who's responsible for defaming his legacy.
But on a more in relation to that, in a more serious note, it would be like, it's also one of the reasons Irredeemable does not showcase a villain like Batroc anymore. It's very important that the titular character does not go up against a basic opposite of him that mirrors his abilities. I always didn't get that. Why would they have to do that?
Like Egghead.
Yeah, like Egghead. But like the reason Winter Soldier works really well, as well as Civil War, is because Captain America is not fighting another Captain America. Or Iron Man is not fighting Captain America because they're one and the same. No, they have the same goal with different methods and means to getting to the goal. And which is what I feel like makes writing, especially with the brilliance that Stealthbot came up with, I feel like that's the most fun part about this project.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait to bring Egghead to life in a way that's, like,
unique.
People will actually take him seriously. Kind of like Aquaman in the DCEU. They will take Egghead seriously.
Yep. Watch, they'll make a Netflix show about Egghead.
No, Egghead died in the MCU.
Shoot. Well,
spoilers for Ant-Man and the Wasp.
They'll have to reboot it.
Egghead is Ghost's dad.
Yep. Rip.
Guess you could say they Humpty Dumptied him.
Cricket
Get it?
sounds.
Eggs. Get it? Egg. No? Okay. I'll just go in the corner and eat string cheese.
It would be funny if you actually were holding string cheese.
I wish. We don't have any string cheese here.
For those who lack context for that joke, you don't need context. String cheese is just hilarious in general.
But yeah, it looks like we're not getting any other questions. So I think we should wrap this stream up.
All right. You ready for this?
No.
I'm just channeling my inner Korg. Alright, guys, thanks for joining the stream. Hope you all enjoyed it. And my name is Korg. This has been very fun. Thanks for joining the after party. And yeah. Any last words?
Of me?
Yes.
Fuck Batman.